नमः। मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। I'd like to welcome you all. We will do a brief recap. I request you to keep your notebooks closed for some time. Okay, so can someone please describe what does Muchukunda express in his first two prayers? This is the first two prayers. What does he expresses? Okay, we'll hear from Madhav Siva Prabhu. Take the microphone. The rarity of the human life. Okay, he speaks about rarity of human life. That's all. There are two prayers. Something more? How people are wasting their life, although they have got human life. Yes, how people are wasting precious human life. Not worshipping you. Not worshipping the Supreme Lord. Even one moment, if you waste without the worshipping Lord, that is like greatest loss. Yes, that is not expressed in the verse. That is the discussion. In the verse, in his verse, what is he expresses? Yes, Achyut Sakshi Prabhu, take the microphone and speak.
He offers prayer in first prayer that living entities are bewildered by illusion.
Living entities are bewildered by illusion. Yes.
So mistake
What is the yes?
mistake the source of misery to be happiness.
Yes, they are illusion. They think this is happiness, but actually that's a misery.
But what is happiness they neglect? That is worship of Krishna's lotus feet.
Yes, they neglect the two interests, the true happiness, which is worship of Krishna, and thus they waste the human life being illusioned like that. Fine, okay, good. So that is first two verses. Can someone describe? Okay, keep the notebooks closed, please. After the first two prayers, what is the link between prayer next first two? What is the link between the next and what is the next prayer? Okay. Online, someone would like to speak. What's the link between prayer 2 and 3 and what he expresses in third prayer? Only one hand raised online. Okay, we'll hear from Mother Krishna Rupa. You are muted.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Delusion and anxiety are there because when we're too attached to family life and sense gratification, and we might use it wrongly because all the time we are in delusion and anxiety. So that is why, and why we are in delusion and anxiety, because we are too much attached with family life and sense gratification.
Well, this is prayer 1 and 2. What is the link between prayer 2 and 3 and what is prayer 3? My question is slightly different. What is the link between?
Sorry, Prabhu, I don't know the answer.
No, that's all right, fine. Yes, someone will try online. What's the What's Suvan Gaurhari Prabhu? You have raised the thumb.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Sorry, by mistake.
no problem.
So actually, Mujkunda in first two prayers is telling about how people are attracted to material sense gratification and they're not able to think of Krishna. And
Yes.
next verse he's telling it's me actually. He's
Yeah.
telling about himself.
What's the link?
Yeah.
What's the link between the two?
That I am the person who is fallen in the material world.
You have got it right. So the link is Krishna may ask him, who are you talking of? That person, is illusioned, who weighs the whole form of life, who takes the sources of misery to be happiness, doesn't worship you. Who is that person you're talking of? He said, I am that fool. You remember we discussed the link also. So the link is, if the link is you insert one question between the verses. So who is that person you are talking of? He's speaking in the third person, speaking about someone. Who is that person you're talking of? I am that person. I am that person who is illusioned, who is uh, intoxicated with opulence. Right? So then he describes his position. What I am talking of in the first two verses is I am that person. Then what does he describe in the next verse? It's sequence. This is a continuous flow of thought. What does he describe in the next verse then? After describing I am that person. Yes, Kadam Kanan Prabhu. What did he describe next?
I guess, Rajman sir.
Huh.
I considered myself to be a very great person
Huh.
and being praised by my equals and something like that. But I'm actually Krida Mriga.
Oh, Kridamriga goes late.
But I am,
Yeah.
I was proud.
Yes, he described that, okay, I am that fool who was intoxicated with opulence. And when one has so much opulence, we discuss his pride. So therefore, like, as a king, great king, surrounded by so many armies, I was marching on the surface of earth, considering to be a great king. And in doing that, I disregarded you, I neglected you. Then, what is the next verse in continuation? What is the next verse in continuation? Yes, Bhagavad Katha Prabhu.
Like, okay, at least he is conquering and he'll be happy in material life. There's no,
I disregarded you. Yes, then next verse.
but at least, but you regret, you left me, but you, at least in material life you're happy.
Huh?
You're happy in material life by conquering. Then I say, no, my material life also failing only.
No, that's not. Yes, Prabhu. Our Madhav Kripa Prabhu. Yes.
He told that all this actually time takes away all these things.
Yes,
So-
he says, I disregarded you, but you are not disregarding anyone. People forget you don't forget anyone. You come at the right time. उनको बराबर लाइन पर लाने के लिए you may forget Krishna, but Krishna in the time he will remind us. Right? He will remove the intoxication. So we are intoxicated, we become proud, we forget the Lord, but Krishna will come in the form of time to remove. So therefore, Pramatta. I became Pramatta, but you are a Pramatta. You are very alert in the form of time. You will come and you will come to remove the pride, like analogy is given that of snake.
Snake,
Father.
hungry snake, and in front
Yes.
of mouse.
Hungry snake comes to pounce on the mouse. The analogy is given, yes. So therefore, you will come at the time and remove all the intoxication. Then what will happen? The effect is mentioned. When intoxication is, how Krishna removes intoxication? That is, who will describe that? Okay, Mother Krishna Rupa. You are muted. You are muted.
In the form of time, Krishna removes the intoxication.
In the form of time, but how? An example is given. Example is given.
He will sober that person.
Yeah. So something related to designation. If you recall, something related to designations. Okay, Kadam Kanan Prabhu.
The destination of all, finally, the final destination of the body is Krimi, Bhasma, and
Yes, so with the, now that person who is honored with so many turbans and so many titles, and we discussed Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, what will the final designation? Ashes, stool, ashes, worms. Huh? So, yeah, so it will be Krimi Vida Bhasma Samgita. It will become. So therefore, this is how time, a person who is so proud, just see what the time will do. That body of a king will be just turned to Krimi and Bhasma. This is the power of time. So therefore, we discussed that how people like to hear stories of rags to riches. But time will bring riches to ashes. Everyone. Right? No exception. So that's the power of time. Huh? No, उससे पहले है. That is before. Shepherd example is actually in another verse which we referred. Yeah. So, okay. So that's the fact of time. It will remove all the intoxication. All one designation will be finished. Ultimate designation will be stool, worms, or ashes. Right? Okay. So then, what's the next verse and what's the link? Yes, Arjuneshwar Prabhu. What's the link and what's the next verse?
There are people, so those who are materialist, so they enjoy, or those kings who try to usurp the others things. So the time kills them, kills their pride. This is one thing. Another, those who don't enjoy, they control their mind and senses.
So before that, there is a verse. Before that, there is a verse. Like we said, riches to ashes. Hare Krishna. Riches to ashes. Right? Time will bring riches to ashes. Now someone may say, अरे राख तो बनना ही है.
So they yes.
हाँ, बोलिए.
They try to enjoy, but actually they're like
Yes.
playthings between.
Yes,
Yeah,
so some-
playthings. Krida Mega.
Yes. All from Jagannath Puri, हैं? I'm already morning, evening planning to. So Jagannath Puri Bhandara now. We do for last 2 years. At Jagannath Puri, we do, yeah, for all the 14,000-15,000 workers who come to support. And now we are doing for public also from this year onwards.
Cooking.
Cooking and serving. Jagannath Puri. रथ यात्रा से रिटर्न रथ यात्रा. एक नहीं 15 नहीं 8-9 दिन रहता है. 8-9 days. हाँ, तो इसलिए वो सब जगन्नाथपुरी का तो मेरा उसमें काफी टाइम जा रहा है मीटिंग से. ओके.
So they are like the playthings the
yes
hands of the woman.
yes, तो समवन में से अरे राख तो सबको ही बनना है, लेकिन जब जिएंगे ऐश से जिएंगे, हम शान से जिएंगे. बोले क्या शान से जिएंगे? यही शान है तुम्हारी. यू आर अ प्ले टॉय, क्रीड़ा मृगा. That's so he describes. While living also, that means your position is condemned. You will become ashes. While living also, you're only a plaything. Only a plaything. So even while living, the person is attached to sense gratification, that person's position is condemned. That's what Muchukunda is saying. So that means attachment to sense gratification brings such condemned position. Then the next verse, Arjuneshwar Prabhu.
Yeah,
Describe.
The next verse is those who do austerity and sacrifices.
But those who give up sense gratification, right? You are describing position of sense gratification is condemned. But there are those who give up sense gratification. And what do they aspire for?
They aspire for liberation.
They aspire, no.
Freedom from
They aspire for Swarga.
Swarga.
And so, what is their position?
So their position is also they are foolish.
Their position also condemned.
Yeah. Because they don't achieve the Lord. They don't achieve the Lord.
Yeah, because they remain exactly not achieve the Lord or something else. Right? Those who aspire for Swarga, they are also condemned because, what is the reason? What is the reason? Because, yes, okay, Mother Krishna Rupa,
Prabhuji, they remain bound in that samsara chakra.
they remain bound up in the samsara chakra because they are bound up in the samsara chakra. Okay, but then what's the next verse? What is the link? Next verse and the link. Online, anyone else online? So they said, okay, those who aspire for Swarga also are bound up in the samsara chakra. What's the link to the next verse? What the next verse describes? Okay, someone here. Okay, Bhagavad Gita Prabhu.
The Lord says, what about those who want to go out of chakra liberation? They are going out of samsara chakra, they'll be free from suffering.
How will they become free?
So that's what Lord has then.
Huh?
But he says, but they don't achieve celestial lotus state, which is.
What is the link to the? He saying those who aspire for Swarga remain bound up in the samsara chakra. What is the link to the next verse?
Then what about those who are going out of samsara chakra by
Not
practicing?
what about those? Not what about those?
Will
The
be
question is how to go to the samsara chakra? How to cross the samsara chakra? What is how to cross samsara chakra? Now,
Jnana and
no. Yes.
Association of devotees.
Gati will come.
Wait. Suchi is Prabhu answering. Yes, Shudhajit Prabhu. How to
Association of devotees. Prabhu.
association of devotee. So when one is qualified to break free of samsara, he gets the association of devotees. And we discussed this is reversal of order because emphasis. There is atishokti, extreme emphasis. Result is for sure. Thus, only those who associate with devotees will be able to cross over the samsara. And then satsang will lead to sadgati. There are two meanings of sadgati. We will describe. Two meanings of sadgati. Satsang, this only by satsang one will break free of samsara, but satsang will lead to sadgati. We will describe the two meanings of sadgati. One meaning, two meanings of sadgati online. I want to see some other hands up who have not yet spoken. Two meanings of sadgati. Okay, Kadam Kanan Prabhu.
Sadgati means the Lord is aspiring for that association of means
Gati means
destination.
destination or another meaning of gati is shelter.
Shelter.
Shelter. Yes. So now describe two meanings of sadgati.
The devotees whose shelter is
Devotees who shelter the Lord. So a person in satsang will receive sadgati. He will receive sadgati means the shelter. He will attain the Lord, the shelter of the devotees. जो सब है उनकी गति है. जो सब है उनकी गति कौन है? भगवान है. इसलिए सत्संग में भगवान मिल जाएंगे. दूसरा मीनिंग
भगवान जिनका
हाँ. दूसरा मीनिंग
भगवान जिनका क्या
दूसरे भी मीनिंग भगवान ही है, लेकिन की गति भक्तों में है. ह्यूमिलिटी भगवान whose गति is सद. That means दो अर्थ क्या है? दोनों का मीनिंग भगवान है. एक है भक्तों की गति भगवान, दूसरा भगवान मिलेंगी जिनकी गति भक्त है. सत्संग तो बोल भक्तों के संग में. सत्संग बोल दिया भक्तों के संग में कौन मिलेंगे? भगवान, जो के सदगति है, मतलब भक्त की गति है. अगर बोलते हैं वो तो साधारण मीनिंग है. वास्तव में सदगति है भगवान मिलेंगे जिनकी गति भक्त है.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
यस, हरे कृष्ण.
Sadgati means going away from the three gunas also, na?
सदगति also means away from the three gunas.
शुद्ध सत्व स्तर के ऊपर आना.
हाँ, नहीं वो तो है सदगति. वो गोइंग बियॉन्ड द थ्री गुनास इस जैसे इम्पर्सनल लिबरेशन भी बियॉन्ड थ्री गुनास है, वो यहाँ पे नहीं. यहाँ पे जो सदगति का अर्थ है, वैसे तो सदगति के ही अर्थ माने जा सकते हैं, बट यहाँ पे सदगति का अर्थ हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं जो कि आचार्य ने दिया है.
Three gunas and going about Shuddha Sattva. I felt like that, sir.
No, बेसिकली जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग एक है, दूसरा जो यहाँ पे आचार्य दे रहे हैं. हम लोग स्पेसिफिक डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे। सो जो हम कल क्लास में चर्चा किए थे उसकी चर्चा कर रहे हैं, एक सामान्यता चर्चा नहीं कर रहे हैं।
Okay, Prabhuji.
ओके,
Thank you.
हरे कृष्णा।
Will you once more repeat Sadgati?
सो सदगति जो है, सत्संग में सदगति, सदगति यहाँ भगवान को कहा गया है, भगवान को। तो भगवान को सदगति कहा गया है कि जो सद मतलब भक्त, जो भक्तों की गति है, भक्तों के शेल्टर है, डिवोटिस्ट एक शेल्टर ना। तो दूसरे मीनिंग में है जिनकी गति भक्त है भगवान। दोनों मीनिंग भगवान ही है, लेकिन अर्थ चेंज हो गया। सदगति, सद की गति, या दूसरी जिनकी गति सद है, भगवान भक्त है जिनकी गति। तो कहानी कहने का अर्थ है यहाँ पे कि भगवान अपने भक्तों को अपनी गति मानते हैं। माय डिवोटीज आर माय शेल्टर, वो एक महत्वपूर्ण मीनिंग विश्वनाथ ठाकुर बताते हैं। मैंने एक श्लोक भी बताया था चैतन्य चरितामृत से। लॉर्ड चैतन्य महाप्रभु कहते हैं रामानंद राय सर्व भट्टाचार्य को, अवश्य चली व दुहे कर सम्मति, तुम दुहा बिना मोर नहीं अन्य गति। मैं जरूर चलूंगा, आप मुझे सम्मति दीजिए, आपके बिना मेरी कोई गति नहीं है, मेरा कोई आश्रय नहीं है। इसलिए भगवान भक्तों को अपनी गति मानते हैं। तो ये एक जो मीनिंग है विश्वनाथ के ठाकुर ने दिया है। हाँ, हाँ, साधु हृदय महिमम में भी बताया गया है भगवान अपने भक्तों को अपनी गति मानते हैं। ऐसा भगवान का इतना ऐसा उत्कृष्ट भाव है। यद्यपि वो गति है, लेकिन भगवान का इतना सुंदर भाव है। दैट इज हिज डिवोशन। ओके, तो फिर यहाँ पे बोलते हैं कि हाँ, अभी कैसे किस तरह से संसार चक्र छूटेगा, भक्तों के संग में, और भक्तों के संग में हमें भगवान मिल जाएंगे, भक्तों के संग में भगवान मिल जाएंगे। ओके, उसके बाद फिर भगवान मिलेंगे, और फिर वो बताते हैं उसके अगली बार के, तो कोई कहे कि कोई उदाहरण है क्या, तो आप ये बात कर रहे हैं, तो किसका उदाहरण देते हैं, किसका उदाहरण देते हैं? हाँ, शुभजीत प्रभु बोलिए ऊंचा आवाज में।
he was telling his own example.
हाँ, तो देखिए, मुझे आज आप प्राप्त हो गए, आपकी कृपा प्राप्त हो गई, और क्या लक्षण बताते हैं? What is the symptoms that I have attained your mercy?
That he got the Lord's darshan by
हाँ,
the mercy.
दर्शन तो मिला, लेकिन उनकी कृपा भी मिल गई है मुझे। और उस कृपा का क्या चिन्ह है? कृपा का क्या चिन्ह है? मेरी आसक्ति चली गई है। मेरी जो आसक्ति थी राज्य से इत्यादि से, ये मेरी बंधुओं से, परिवार से मेरी बिल्कुल आसक्ति अभी चली गई है, इसलिए मुझे आपकी कृपा प्राप्त हो गई है, मुचकुंदर कहते हैं यहाँ पे। और कहते हैं कि इस तरह की अनासक्ति जो है वो कई ऋषि मुनि इस तरह से प्रार्थना करते हैं। फिर भगवान कहते हैं, भगवान उनसे कुछ कहते हैं। क्या कहते हैं भगवान उनसे? नेक्स्ट श्लोक में लिंक है, लिंक है, लिंक है। यस माधव सेवा प्रभु। हाँ, भगवान कहते हैं ठीक है, इतना बात कर रहे हैं, स्तुति कर रहे हैं, कुछ वर मांगो, वर मांगो। तो उन्होंने क्या वर मांगा? मुचकुंद ने क्या वर मांगा? यस ब्रज कृष्ण प्रभु।
मुचकुंद बोले कि भगवान, तो एसेंस में मुचकुंद बोलते हैं कौन आपसे वर मांगेगा अपने आप को बांधने के लिए। So why should I ask? And then Acharya in the commentary writes that higher than the var is the bhakti, higher than the bhakti is the prema, and then the prema is the service of the lotus feet of the Lord.
Yes, Pada Seva.
So he asked for the service to the lotus feet of the Lord.
Therefore, he only wants Pada Seva, आपके चरण कमल की सेवा, और आपके चरण कमल का आश्रय ही मुझे चाहिए, बाकी सब जो है इस संसार में बंधन है। फिर भी भगवान कहते हैं कि अरे आप इतना श्रम किए हैं, थोड़ा एंजॉय करो, बाद में मेरी पाद सेवा ले लो। बोलते नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैंने देख लिया है ये संसार, इसमें कुछ एंजॉयमेंट नहीं है, केवल ये भ्रम है, मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए। तो फिर भगवान उनसे बहुत प्रसन्न होते हैं, है ना? What does Krishna, how does Krishna respond then? when he doesn't ask and doesn't want any material benediction, and when he only wants lotus feet of the Lord, what does the finally Lord says? Yes, Radha Kundi Hari Prabhu.
That I was testing you whether you are going to fall for this,
Okay, I was testing you. Then what else he says?
and you passed the test, and now you are always going to remember me and continue to be in my devotional service.
Yes, yes. Someone wants to add? Here, over here.
Yes, Vijay.
So sorry, Raj Krishna Prabhu.
Should I say what else he said?
Okay, fine, you can add.
So Lord said that you should go for austerities now because you had.
That is later. That is later.
Okay.
That is later. Before that, yes.
Fix your mind on me. Now you're free to travel all over the world.
He says now you go and travel. Before that, he says now.
Will
But
not-
before that, he will also say that.
I purposefully enticed you with these benedictions.
Yes, he says your mati is very noble. Your intelligence is very, very pure and unalloyed. Lord praises his intelligence also. Hmm? Yes. And and then he says those are not devotees. Yeah, those are not devotees. They cannot have such pure intelligence, and therefore you have shown a great example. And then Lord says, now what do you do? Now you wonder at will. You will always possess devotion to me. Now you wonder at will. Oh, कहाँ मेरे को भेज रहे हैं? Huh? So he immediately becomes restless. He immediately becomes restless. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to be with you. Then what? Then the Lord has to find some excuse to send him because incompatibility, बहुत ही double the height of the Lord also. हाँ कल बात किया हमने हमने बात किया हमने सो इसलिए वी कैन नॉट फुली कॉम्प्रिहेंड भगवान ऐसा ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं तो इसलिए जैसा उनका जो लीला है उसको एज इट इज एक्सेप्ट करना है। यहाँ पे एक रीजन दिया है आचार्य ने कि भगवान ने कहा कि ही इज नॉट अ प्रॉपर फिट इन माय ह्यूमन लाइक पास्ट टाइम्स सो ही शुड नॉट बी विद मी। बोलते हैं कि वो बोला कि अभी आप जो है आपने बहुत क्षत्रियों में खून खराबा किया है तो प्रोनाउंस कीजिए जाके तो उनको प्रोनाउंस के कहे अभी आप प्रोनाउंस कीजिए जाके और फिर एंड देन यू विल बी बोर्न एज अ ब्राह्मण वैष्णव एंड यू विल हैव ऑलवेज माय एसोसिएशन एंड माय डिवोशन। तो इस तरह से भगवान
वाला क्यों बोला प्रभु जी दृश्यते पुनरुत्थितम वाला वो जो युंजाना नाम भक्ता नाम श्लोक आता है मीन्स वो लिंक उसका क्या इसी में आता है ना कि जिस मटेरियल डिजायर्स जो वापस आ जाती है तो वो क्या
हाँ वो भगवान कह रहे हैं कि जो भक्ति नहीं करते आपकी इतनी निर्मल मति है भक्ति के कारण जो अन्य प्राणायाम आदि करते हैं प्राणायाम आदि उनकी इतनी निर्मल मति नहीं होती उनको दोबारा मटेरियल डिजायर आ जाएगा। वो स्तुति करते हैं कि आप आगे भक्ति के कारण आपकी इतनी निर्मल मति है भगवान फिर उनको बहाना बना के अपने से दूर कर देते हैं फिजिकली बट द लॉर्ड गिव्स हिम प्योर डिवोशन assurance, complete mercy. Right? That way. So here ऐसा mention नहीं किया कि Lord wants to increase eagerness, but yes, the Lord has many intentions of doing anything, so we can understand to some extent. So the Lord sends him away. Because the Brahman Patni also said, we have given everything, now we are with you. Lord said, no, वापस वापस भेजते हैं उनको भी ब्राह्मण पत्नी को। यस मदर कृष्ण रूपा।
Prabhuji, one interesting thing that I'm noticing throughout our Bhagavatam is that जो pure devotees के जो minds है इतने sync में है कि whenever the Lord is asking benediction, they don't want anything other than the association of devotees. Means throughout I'm seeing that only.
Yes.
It's a mystery for me also कि कैसा sync में है कि they want only association of devotees. They don't want anything else than the association of devotees. So this is something.
Right. You are observed very correctly. सभी भक्तों ने भगवान के भक्तों का संग मांगा भगवान के समक्ष भक्तों का संग मिले और उनके संग में हम श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण करें आपका ये सब कॉमन है सभी भक्तों में। और ये तो भागवतम में कुछ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन नहीं है। भागवतम में सेम चीज को ही एम्फोसिस दिया गया है, कंसिस्टेंसी है भागवतम में, पूरा भागवतम में कंसिस्टेंसी है, क्योंकि एब्सोल्यूट ट्रुथ मींस देयर इज कंसिस्टेंसी, दोज आर कनेक्टेड विद एब्सोल्यूट ट्रुथ, दे आर आल्सो कंसिस्टेंट इन देयर डिजायर्स। रिलेटिविटी मींस इनकंसिस्टेंसी। यहाँ की कोई भी थ्योरी ले लो आप, कितनी भी बेस्ट थ्योरी हो, सब में कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है भौतिक जगत में। इवन इफ इन द स्क्रिप्चर्स, एक्चुअली स्क्रिप्चर भी जो धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष में है उनमें का कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है। धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष मीन्स कॉन्ट्रडिक्शंस एक्चुअली, बट शुद्ध भक्ति which is pure in nature has no contradictions. Okay. There are apparent contradictions. They are not, they are apparent contradiction only. वो अलग अलग भगवान उनको उस तरह का साक्षात्कार दिए, अलग अलग कल्प में होता है, पास्ट टाइम, सो दैट देयर apparent contradiction only. हाँ, वो उसको सब मानने का, ये भी संभव है, ये भी संभव, भगवान सब रिकंसाइल कर सकते हैं। और दूसरा, कोई सिद्धांत में विरोध नहीं वहां पे, थोड़ी डिटेल में कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है। और तरीके से सूरित हुई, अलग अलग समय पे भगवान करते हैं लीला, उसमें हर एक यूनिवर्स में भी लीला का भेद है, तो लीला में भी बहुत वैरायटी है। तो किसी भक्त ने किसी तरह से मेंशन किया, किसी ने किसी तरह से मेंशन किया, ऐसा है। ओके फाइन, सो वी विल स्टार्ट चैप्टर 52 एंड today we must complete the chapter. We have no other recourse to carry forward. So therefore, I will take as many questions as you want to ask, but intermittently after some section, I'll invite some questions. And then after the class hours, I'll be available if there are further questions. But we should plan to complete this chapter by 1:45 today. Okay, so this is very beautiful chapter. Madhurena Samapayet. This is the sweetest part of the section, right? Ending on a sweet note. Shri Shuka Uvacha Ittam Sonu Grihitam Va Krishna Ikshvaganandana Parikrmya Sannamya Nishchakrama Guhamukha.
Surya Goswami said, "My dear king, thus graced by Lord Krishna, Muchukunda circumambulated him and bowed down to him. Then Muchukunda, the beloved descendant of Ikshvaku, exited through the mouth of the cave."
ओके सो बहुत सुंदर है, भगवान का परिक्रमा किया, उनको प्रणाम किया और फिर निकल गए। ओके सो फर्दर रीड।
Seeing that the size of all the human beings, animals, trees, and plants was severely reduced, and thus realizing that the age of Kali was at hand, Muchukunda left for the north.
Jagam Disham Uttaram means living for north means for good. Just go to north, people go to north, Himalayas, never to return back. Perform penances and leave the body there. That is the meaning of Jagam Disham Uttaram. No, move at will, wherever you want to go. Move at your free will. So he decided, kuch nahi abhi, but Krishna also told him later, perform penances for atonement. हाँ तो बस अभी I'll perform penances and leave the body. Retire सीधा. Directly. He saw there is nothing worth seeing in this world now. Everything is degraded. चलो हिमालय जाकर के तपस्या करके शरीर छोड़ने के लिए निकल पड़े मुचुकुंदा। रीड थर्ड वर्स।
The sober king, beyond material association and free of doubt, was convinced of the value of austerity. Absorbing his mind in Lord Krishna, he came to Gandhamadan mountain.
Go ahead.
There he arrived at Badrika Ashram, the abode of Lord Narnarayan, where remaining tolerant of all dualities, he peacefully worshipped the Supreme Lord Hari by performing severe austerities.
Okay, so now he came to Badrika Ashram. So from here it looks like there should be two Muchukunda's caves. Huh? One is where he was sleeping, other is where he was performing austerities, which is close to Badrika Ashram. Right? So therefore there are two. Google says there are two Muchukunda's caves. Bhagavatam also is. One is, I have heard some above Badrika Ashram also somewhere there is some Muchukunda cave. Some devotee was saying. So maybe some yesterday it was being mentioned that in Gujarat also people say there is a Muchukunda cave on the top of the mountain. गिरनार पर्वत, वहां पे मुचकुंदा केव है बोलते हैं, और एक बद्रिका आश्रम में बोलते हैं ऐसा. सो हाँ, बद्रिका आश्रम टफ टू क्लाइंब. तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि एक जगह तो सोए थे, दूसरी जगह यहाँ पे बद्रिका आश्रम के तपस्या किए थे, ऐसा संभव है. Okay, read further.
The Lord returned to Mathura, which was still surrounded by Yavanas. Then he destroyed the army of barbarians and began taking their valuables to Dwaraka.
Okay, so अभी 30 million, 3 crore soldiers, barbarian, the Lord destroyed the army, took all the booty. Yes.
As the wealth was being carried by oxen and men under Lord Krishna's direction, Jarasandha appeared at the head of the 23 armies.
Okay, अभी एक settlement just हुआ ही था, दूसरा attack हो गया शुरू जरासंध का.
O king, seeing the fierce waves of the enemy's army, the two Madhavas, imitating human behavior, ran swiftly away. Abandoning the abundant riches, the fearless but feigned fear, they went many yojanas on their lotus-like feet.
Okay, so when Jarasandha attacked, the two Madhavas, again Madhu is one of the king in the same dynasty, Yadu dynasty, Madhu, Vrishni, all of them, Dashara, they are all of the kings. So the two Madhavas, descendants of Madhu, they began running. They began to run swiftly. So Vishwanath Thakur, and then next verse also says, Vihaya Vittam Prachuram. वो इतना wealth था, 3 crore soldiers, all ornamented, imagine it. है ना, 3 crore soldiers, you can't imagine कितना bullock carts से भरा हुआ था, सब छोड़ दिया, तो भागने लगे. Krishna and Balram are running, and and they are being followed by Jarasandha and his army. So सबको छोड़ दिया. अभी तो भूरु भीतवत, मतलब they are furious, but they are not running as if fearful, and मनुष्य चेष्टा मापन्नो means imitating human-like behavior. So Vishwanath Thakur raised the question, why are they running in fear? Why are they running in fear? Yes, Arjuna Prabhu.
To give more confidence to Jarasandha, and to that now 17 times I get defeated, but actually he was really fearful of me.
Who was? Acha, okay. So Krishna wants to give confidence to Jarasandha that Jarasandha will be now actually.
And now it's so powerful. I am now seeing.
Why Krishna wants to give that kind of feeling to Jarasandha?
Yeah, so that we will fight with him. And surely we know that later past time he has to take Rukmini, he has to kidnap Rukmini. So therefore he wanted to go somewhere else, not want to fight.
Okay. So that's one reason we understand why he's running away is probably he knew that I have to attend to Rukmini's letter, so I don't want to waste time here. फटाफट इसको जीत के घोषित करो और जाने दो वापस. Okay. So any other reason? Yes, Mother Krishna Rupa.
Prabhuji, also because they are actually have taken birth as humans. So their behavior also will be like human. Like even in the Damodar Leela, if you see, Krishna was afraid of Mother Yashoda.
Yes.
Here also they are just pretending to be, I think afraid because they have taken a human form. This is maybe my understanding.
Okay, so therefore, imitating human like sometimes human being are afraid, Manushya, Manushya Cheshta Mapanno, and human like behavior of the Lord. That is one reason we can give human like behavior of the Lord. Any other reason?
To show abundance of renunciation. Abundance of renunciation.
What was the renunciation? Kaisa?
Is although sometimes he is like victorious, didn't want to always like victory is like always not victorious. But even though
Okay, in the previous case, he was hurling abuse and all that, but Krishna had a purpose to kill him in that way. But here is not so evident of renunciation, but fine. Yes, last Radha Kunj Bihari Prabhu.
So, because the death of Jarasandha is in the hands of Bhima, which is known to them, so he wants to keep him. He wants to keep himself away from killing him.
No,
Maybe another.
not killing. He was not killing Jarasandha, but he was killing the army. This time he did not kill the army. He just ran. He just ran away. Yes, Baladev Prabhu.
Prabhuji, two things are there. Lord want to bewilder the Jarasandha. That is one thing, and he want to.
Lord wants.
Lord want to bewilder Jarasandha.
You want to bewilder Jarasandha for what?
That now Lord is fighting till many wars he fought with the Jarasandha, defeated him, and now he is escaping from the war. So he want to confuse Jarasandha that what kind of Lord is this, that he want to fight also, kill also, not now he running also. Maya Padpagana. So that is one thing, and second thing, he want to focus on his devotee, Miss Lord Lakshmi. They want to give priority to the Rukmini Mata for reciprocation.
Okay.
That is Lord priority over Jarasandha.
Okay. Okay. Now we'll conclude over here. So actually, it is described that though whatever the Lord does, sometimes there are many contradictions in his pastimes. Right? And if someone says Lord is imitating human behavior, but at times he does superhuman activities also, he displays his omnipotence and so on. He said, whatever reason we give, it is not sufficient reason. उसमें कुछ ना कुछ flaw होगा. Therefore, Vishwanath Thakur says, the Siddhant is ईश्वर चरित्र प्रभुरा धीरा अगोचर जब यही करें सही सब मनोहर मतलब we cannot fully understand Krishna's activities. We cannot, although we may try to comprehend, try to guess and whatever, but please remember that Lord's activities remain inconceivable to us. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami बहुत बार बोलते हैं आमी जीव शुद्र बुद्धि सहज अस्थिर ईश्वरेला लीला कोटि समुद्र गंभीर. वो बोलते हैं कि मैं जो भी एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रहा हूं ना वो ये ऐसा आई एम स्क्रैचिंग द सरफेस वेरी डीप आई कैन नॉट टच अपॉन दैट. Whatever the Lord, these activities of the Lord, though we may understand something, but they are mostly inconceivable to us. We cannot really fully comprehend. Inconceivable बोलते हैं अचिंत्य. अचिंत्य का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप कुछ नहीं समझ सकते, आप पूरी तरह से नहीं समझ सकते. थोड़ा समझ में आएगा, कुछ गेस करेंगे, हाँ उधर ऐसा किया था, ऐसा ऐसे ही करते होंगे. आचार्य हमको थोड़ा दृष्टांत दिखाते हैं. We can understand something, knowing the nature of the Lord, Bhakta Vatsala, Achyuta. We can understand something, but we cannot understand fully. But whatever the Lord does is perfect. ऐसा किया तो that is the perfect. कोई बोले ऐसा किया होता, अरे खींच लिया होता मुचकुंदा को नीचे, तो बहुत कुछ काम कर सकते हैं. बट जो भी भगवान करते हैं, that is the perfect. So we should have that faith. So some reasons we get, but we cannot fully comprehend, and have the faith that the Lord's pastimes are all perfect. सो ये एक महत्वपूर्ण सिद्धांत है भगवान की लीला में. ओके. हाँ. So many questions can be raised. So sometimes we may Acharya may give some dristant, other time he may not. So बताइए क्या उसका उत्तर है. माइक दीजिए. Why all the wealth was left over there?
So because here it is mentioned by Jiva Goswami, because these Jarasandha armies, they were greedy for wealth, so that will slow down their march towards Lord Krishna. Therefore, he left. They will start collecting the wealth.
Okay, उनको distract किया थोड़ा उधर. थोड़ा wealth से distract किया. Okay. Fine. Okay, we go to text 9. Read the translation.
When we saw them fleeing, powerful Jarasandha laughed loudly and then pursued them with charioteers and foot soldiers. He could not understand the exalted position of the two lords.
Okay, Ishyor apramanavit. He's thinking, he's taking them to ordinary now. He's laughing, oh, now you're fearful of me. But he has no, this is a beautiful line. Ishyo apramanavit. Bhagavan ka, his the exalted nature and position cannot be measured by him. Okay, text 10. Read.
Apparently exhausted after fleeing a long distance, the two lords climbed a high mountain named Pravarsana, upon which Lord Indra showers incessant rain.
Read further.
The two of them then suddenly jumped from burning. No, sorry. Yeah. Although we knew they were hiding on the mountain, Jarasandha could find no trace of them. Therefore, O king, he placed firewood on all the sides and set mountain ablaze.
Okay, now this last verse also says they were exhausted. Pradutya duram samshanto. Samshanto means they were exhausted. But then they quickly climbed a high mountain. And 11 yojanas, 90 miles. Can you imagine? So therefore that is the Lord's, his omnipotence, his glory. Although he's tired, within no time, 11 yojana, 90-mile mountain high they climbed. Okay. Then he set the fire, Jarasandha, and then the Lord jumped from there. Text 12 mentions. 11 yojanas, 88-mile mountains, they jumped from the mountain and then they went to Dwarka. And he is thinking, both are killed. So he became like he felt satisfied, I have now killed both of them. And thus he withdrew his army and went back. और वो बूटी तो उसको मिल ही गया था सब. So he returned back. Okay, read text 15.
It is mentioned that wealth was also taken to our.
Wealth was taken earlier. They were taking, but then when he attacked, they left the wealth.
Commentary by both Jiva Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. They mentioned that.
9th verse कौन से chapter का?
Same
Chapter 52 verse 9.
Commentary says, he ran after them but could not take the wealth. It is understood that Krishna brought the wealth to Dwarka. Harivansh says, Nivedayam asatato naradipe tad ugrasene prati purna manasaha janardano dwaravatim chatam purim ashobhayat tena dhanena bhurina. He brought the wealth and offered it to Ugrasen. He made Dwarka beautiful with the abundant treasures.
Okay, so you are saying the wealth Krishna brought to Dwarka.
Without attachment, they gave up the great wealth. Since 8th.
देखो मूल श्लोक बोले abandoning the wealth, they left the wealth.
Without attachment, they gave up the wealth, great wealth, since this would slow down the enemy who was greedy for the great wealth. All the two lords were completely without fear. Prachuram. But just as the person in a great fear flees, they fled as if in fear using their tender feet. This indicates the pain on the part of the speaker.
Okay. Fine. So anyway, again I said sometimes detail differ, so you don't have to bother so much about that. लेके आए नहीं लेके आए, कृष्णा इज द मोस्ट वेल्थियस्ट पर्सन. वो सब लीला है उनका. No one still become wealthier than him. Huh? He's, चलो आधा आधा कर लो. Okay, we'll go ahead. So which verse we were reading? 12th. So then they both jumped. No, fifth. Now read 15. I already described. They jumped and they, they returned to Dwarka. And Jarasandha saw it. They are both killed. Now read 15.
15. Okay. As ordered by Lord Brahma, Raivata, the opulent ruler of Anartha, gave Lord Balaram his daughter Raivati in marriage. This has already been discussed.
ओके ये बोले पहले बताया है, यहाँ पे थोड़ा मेंशन कर दिया बलराम जी की शादी का. सो ही गॉट रेवती, लॉर्ड बलराम मैरिड रेवती. व्हाई दिस जस्ट मेंशन? क्योंकि अभी कृष्ण की शादी की बात करनी है. तो कोई कह रहे बड़े भाई की शादी हो चुकी है, तो कोई ऑब्जेक्शन लेके छोटे भाई की शादी हो रही, बड़े भाई का क्या हुआ? बोले नहीं, वो पहले बात, उनकी शादी की बात हो चुकी, पहले हो गया उनका शादी. अच्छा, गिरनार एंड रेवतर टुगेदर. ओके, जैसा भी मुझे को थोड़ा ज्योग्राफिकल डिटेल और वो सब में उतना वो नहीं है. हाँ नहीं, भुजगुंदा को वो नहीं गए, वो नहीं गए. सो एनीवे, बलराम जी का विवाह हो चुका है. अभी भगवान के विवाह की कथा सुनिए. टेक्स्ट 16-17. भगवान अपि गोविंद उपयेमे कुरुद्वः वैदर्भिं भीष्मकासुतं श्रियो मात्रां स्वयंवरे प्रमथ्यातरसाराज्ञ शाल्वादिं सद्यपक्षगान् पश्यतां सर्वलोकानां ताक्ष्य पुत्रः सुधाम इव.
O hero among the Kurus, the Supreme Lord himself, Govinda, married Bhishmaka's daughter, Vaidarbhi, who was a direct expansion of the goddess of fortune. The Lord did this by her desire, and in the process, he beat down Shalva and other kings who took Shishupal's side. Indeed, as everyone watched, Sri Krishna took Rukmini just as Garuda boldly stole nectar from the demigods.
Okay. Yes, so अभी देखिए 2 वर्सेस में ही रुक्मिणी विवाह का जिक्र कर दिया पूरा. दो वर्सेस में महाराज परीक्षित करेंगे, अरे महाराज क्या जल्दी है, थोड़ा विस्तार से सुनाइए. आप तो ऐसा फटाफट समरी दे दिए. तो परीक्षित विल नाउ इंक्वायर, ही वांट्स टू हियर इन डिटेल. Okay, first of all, here mention is Shriyo Matram Swayamvare. Rukmini is described, Vaidarbhim Bhishmaka Sutam. So she is the daughter of Bhishmaka. She is Shriyo Matram. Shriyo Matram means Shriya is god of the fortune, Matra means plenary portion. So is she the plenary portion or the god of the fortune is the plenary portion? Yeah, so actually, in general, she is the original god of the fortune. God of the fortune is her plenary portion. Actually, तो शिव मात्र में यहाँ पे दूसरा अर्थ भी लिया जा सकता है, या फिर शिव का अर्थ यहाँ पे राधा रानी लिया जा सकता है. तो ये बताया गया कि शिव, हाँ, तो इस तरह से the understanding is she is original god of the fortune. From her comes the god of the fortune. She is the original god of the fortune. जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ऐसा एक बार एक साधारण अंडरस्टैंडिंग, एक स्पेसिफिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग होता है. Okay, so now King Parikshit wants to hear more. He inquires. Shriraj Uvacha Bhagavan Bhishmaka Sutam Rukminim Ruchirananam Rakshasena Dhanena Upayoma iti Shrutam. King Parikshit said, the Supreme Lord married Rukmini, the beautiful faced daughter of Bhishmaka, in the Rakshasa style, or so I have heard. So he said, I have heard that already Krishna married. आपने जो summary सुनाई पहले सुना है मैंने. But I want to know more. I want to hear how did the Lord took the bride away? How did he defeat all the king? So like that. So he wants to hear more details. Now just imagine Maharaj Parikshit, he only want to live for 2-3 days. And to hear, he want to hear about the Lord's marriage in detail. So, because Lord's marriage, these all pastimes are very transcendental. Vrindavan Das Thakur says, when you hear the Lord marriage will never be bound in the family life. So like that. So there's a fact of the hearing of the Lord's marriage. भगवान के संदर्भ में कुछ भी सुना जाए, भगवान के संदर्भ में कुछ भी सुना जाए तो वो हमारे हृदय के जो काम वासना है उसको दूर कर दिया जाता है. तो भगवान सर्प के साथ खेलते हैं, काले के साथ खेले, किसी भुजंग के साथ खेले, तो वो कहते हैं कि ये लीला सुनेंगे तो संसार सर्प कभी हमको डसेगा नहीं. इस तरह से भगवान की लीला सुनने का बहुत सुंदर सुंदर परिणाम है. Therefore, Parikshit, though he has only 2-3 days remaining, he wants to hear about the Lord's marriage, because these pastimes are all supremely pure and transcendental and relishable by pure devotees. Okay. So, a Rakshasa style marriage is also saying Rakshasa style marriage means kidnapping by force. Text 19. Bhagavan Shrotum Ichchami Krishnasya Tejasaha Yatha Shalvadin Vitva Kanyamupaharat. My Lord, I wish to hear how the immeasurably powerful Lord Krishna took away his bride while defeating such kings as Magadha and Salva. Okay, I want to hear of the great prowess Krishnasya Amit Tejasa. Myth का क्या अर्थ है? Myth, myth नहीं, myth MITA, myth. Myth means limited or measured.
Very little.
हाँ, very little भी बोल सकते हैं. Myth book, road is myth book means वो measure करके खाता है, थोड़ा सा limited, small, measured myth book. And Amit means immeasurable. कोई measure नहीं. Amit. Therefore, Krishna से Amit Tejasa, वो कोई measure नहीं है, कुछ प्रमाण नहीं है. So therefore, I want to hear of the immeasurable prowess of the Lord, how he defeated the kings and took his bride. Brahman Krishna Katha Punya Madhurlokamalapaha Konu Trippeta Shanvana Shrutagyo Nityanutanaha. What experienced listener, O Brahmana, would ever grow satiated while listening to the pious, charming, and ever fresh topics of Lord Krishna, which cleans away the world's contamination? Okay, so he says, now he describes again his eagerness to hear Krishna Katha. In describing that, here he describes four qualities of Krishna Katha. At different places, different qualities of Krishna Katha come. But here is also, we have four beautiful qualities of Krishna Katha. What is that? Brahman Krishna Katha Punya. First of all, it is the most pious. The Punya is first quality. Then Madhavir. Madhavir means sweet or charming. In the translation, it is put charming. मधु से माधवी आता है. हाँ, so it's very sweet or charming to the heart. Lokmalapaha means purifying. Konu trippet shinvana, who can be satiated, Shrutagyo, Nitya Nutana, ever fresh. So what are the four qualities? It is pious, it is charming, it is purifying, and it is ever fresh. तो एक छोटा सा मैंने एक्रोनिम बनाया है याद रखने के लिए. What is that? Pepsi. PEP and C. Pious, ever fresh, purifying, and charming. Right? PEP and C. Pepsi. PEPC. Pious, ever fresh, purifying, and charming to the heart. So, पक्षी वाले बोलते हैं ना कि यही है राइट चॉइस. वास्तव में कृष्ण का कथा है द राइट चॉइस. Krishna Katha is the right choice because it is Pepsi, pious, ever fresh, purifying, and charming to the heart. चैतन्य चरितामृत नित्य कर पान यहाँ हिते प्रेमानंद भक्ति तत्व ज्ञान. ऐसा चैतन्य चरितामृत के बारे में बहुत स्तुति है. Okay, so we go ahead. So he glorified Krishna Katha, and now I want to hear in detail, and now he begins to speak. Shukdev Goswami. Read.
21.
Translation.
Experienced listener or Brahmana would ever grow satiated.
21.
Yeah. See, Bharadani said, there was a king named Bhismaka, the powerful ruler of Vidarbha. He had 5 sons and 1 daughter of lovely countenance.
Okay, so Bhishmaka is a great ruler with 5 sons and 1 beautiful daughter. Go ahead. Then he mentioned the names of all of them. Read.
Rukmi was the first born son, followed by Rukma Ratha, Rukma Bahu, Rukma Kesa, Rukma Mali. Their sister was the exalted Rukmi.
देखो एकदम कितना सुंदर एकदम सब रुक्म से नाम दिया है. तो रुक मतलब सोना होता है ना. चेक करेंगे. I guess rukm is gold. Rukm is gold. So therefore, very beautiful names are given. Rhyming names are given. All starting with rukma. कलयुग में जैसे सोनू मोनू टोनू ऐसा करके नाम देते हैं ऐसा.
Hearing the beauty, prowess, and transcendental character and opulence of Mukunda, from visitors to the fellows who sang his praises, Rukmini decided that he would be the perfect husband for her.
Okay. So she heard about Mukunda, his beauty, prowess, transcendental character. अच्छा मुकुंद का क्या अर्थ है किसी को मालूम है? मीनिंग ऑफ मुकुंद. हाँ, one who won liberation. Okay, one who won liberation, Mukunda. Anything else? हाँ, उसको एक अगर मीनिंग है. यस, दो कुंद जो है इसको क्या बोलते हैं? ये जो जस्मिन 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 जूही, कुंद फ्लावर जस्मिन. हाँ, जस्मिन को जूही बोलते हैं. सो जो जो जिनका के मुख में जो स्माइल है वो कुंद फ्लावर के जैसा है, पूरा खिला हुआ जैस्मिन, ऐसा भगवान का स्माइल है। एक मुकुंद का ये भी अर्थ है। अच्छा, वन हु अवॉइड लिबरेशन, तो इसका भक्तों के यहाँ पे अर्थ है वन हु रिमूव्स द डिस्ट्रेस ऑफ हिज डिवोटीज। उनके श्रवण से, स्मरण से भक्तों का लिबरेशन का यहाँ पे अर्थ लेना होगा वन हु रिमूव्स द डिस्ट्रेस ऑफ द डिवोटीज। ओके, 24।
Lord Krishna knew that Rukmini possessed intelligence, auspicious bodily markings, magnanimity, beauty, proper behavior, and all other good qualities, concluding that she would be an ideal wife for him. He made up his mind to marry her.
ओके, अभी हाउ डिड रुक्मिणी हर्ड अबाउट कृष्णा, हिज ब्यूटी क्वालिटीज? Narad Muni, and maybe some other, no Narad Muni, would be some other visitors also who would see Krishna and come to palace. They would speak, and therefore she heard. And upashrutya, जैसे आख्यान होता है डायरेक्ट नरेशन, उपाख्यान मीन्स सेकेंड हैंड नरेशन। किसी ने देखा उसने सुनाया, किसी ने सुनाया दूसरा सुनाया, बोलते ना अजामिल उपाख्यान, क्योंकि सुखदेव गोस्वामी बोलते मैंने अगस्त्य ऋषि को सुनाई है तो मैं आपको अभी सुना रहा हूँ, तो उपाख्यान हो गया। सो उप उप या समटाइम इज यूजिंग द टर्म द सेकंड नरेशन। सो देयरफॉर शी समवन सॉ कृष्ण's beauty and narrated, so she heard from the visitors, from Narad Muni, and Krishna also heard is mentioned here, or Krishna also knew. Krishna, huh? What is the meaning of?
The
Meaning of Rukmini?
the word Rukmam has two meanings. It is very bright, radiant, effulgent, or ornaments of gold.
Okay.
Decorate like that, kind of Rukmam.
Yeah. So Rukma का अर्थ है the one who is brilliant, effulgent, radiant. So Rukmini का भी वही अर्थ लेना होगा, one who possesses great effulgence, beauty, radiance, वो अर्थ होगा रुक्मिणी का अर्थ। Okay, so Lord also had, or he knew, or he also had heard. तम बुद्धि लक्षण औदार्य रूपशील गुणाश्रयम कृष्ण चा सदृशीम भार्याम। So Krishna also knew that Rukmini had such good qualities, and therefore he also, see, both the place, the word sadrisham is used. You see the word? तम मैंने सदृशम पतिम, कृष्णस्य सदृशम भार्याम। What is the meaning of सदृशम here? हाँ, सुटेबल तो एक हो गया, किस तरह से सुटेबल? हाँ, सदृशम, सदृशम मीन्स सदृशम। आपको सदृशम का अर्थ बताता हूं। वन हु हैज द, now in terms of marriage, there are always some considerations. People match. Do they match in their education, status, wealth, family? है, बुलाता है ना सदृशम, कि समान है ना, दोनों का स्टेटस है वो सब। हाँ, कुंडली मैच करते हैं ना, वो कितना सदृशम मैच करते हैं, कितना कितना ये है, कॉमनैलिटीज है। तो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण जो है उसमें है कि उन दोनों का नेचर मैच होना चाहिए। मोर देन एजुकेशन, स्टेटस एंड वेल्थ, नेचर मैच होना चाहिए। दूसरा, काइंड ऑफ सिमिलर कल्चर। क्योंकि मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ, आई वाज डिस्कसिंग विद राधा गोपीनाथ प्रभु एंड ही एक्सप्रेस, डिवोटीज के बीच में हुआ मैरिज बहुत ब्रेक हुआ, मेनी मैरिजेस आर ब्रोकन बिकॉज they were not having a similar nature, sadrishyam, having a similar nature. So all the devotees are there, but our conditioned nature is stronger than our bhakti in the conditioned state, actually. many people, the conditioned nature is stronger than one devotional service. Therefore, the similar kind of conditioning, basically. Similar kind of conditioning. वो ठीक है, आपस में दूसरे को tolerate कर लेंगे. ऐसा. Someone is very particular and someone is spaced out. आपस में झगड़े होता रहेगा. चलो दोनों particular होंगे, दोनों spaced out हों. तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. ऐसा. तो ये सदृशम. है ऐसा. हाँ, सदृशम मतलब ये सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ नेचर इज इम्पोर्टेंट क्योंकि कंडीशन नेचर इज वेरी स्ट्रांग. बाय भक्ति वी कैन ओवरकम कंडीशन नेचर सो इजीली. इसलिए वो मैच होना चाहिए. इसलिए बिल्कुल नहीं. Yeah, principle is Anukul, as many people, same kind of culture, same kind of rituals in the family, same kind of outlook. सदृशम मैच कीजिए वो सब. जितना वो मैच होगा उतना अच्छा होगा. ओके. तो इस तरह से दोनों बार में देखिए सदृशम भार्याम सदृशम पतिम दोनों तरह लिखा गया. 2 बार लिखा गया. We go to text 25. Retranslation.
Because Rukmi envied the Lord, O king, he forbade his family members to give his sister to Krishna, although they wanted to. Instead, Rukmi decided to give Rukmini to Shishupal.
Okay, somehow, he was very dominant over others, elder brother. So other 4 brothers and the father wanted to give Rukmini hands to Krishna, but he said no, not at all, because he was envious. Read further.
Dark-eyed Vaidehi was aware of this plan, and it deeply upset her. Analyzing the situation, she quickly sent a trustworthy Brahmana to Krishna.
Okay, so now she became aware of the plan of her elder brother, and she became upset. And therefore, she decided that I need to do something. And instead of rebelling herself, she asked Krishna to help. And she turned to Krishna. Yes.
Upon reaching Dwarka,
Wait. Yes, Arjuna Prabhu.
Anavichati patim yuktam, vayam seed. So Devavati had come to seek for her, come to. So Anavichati patim yuktam, vayam seed gunadihi. This is verse 3.29.9. So my daughter is the sister of Priyavrat and Uttampat. She is seeking a suitable husband in terms of age, character, and good qualities. So then Prabhupada mentions she expressed her desire for a suitable husband corresponding to her character, age, and quality. And the father himself, out of affection for his daughter, took charge of finding such a husband. So 3 things Prabhupada mentions: age, character, and quality.
Yeah. Sadrisham. Yeah. Right. So all these things are important. Okay. Yeah. Yes, bro.
I think you are saying conditional nature is quite strong. So 11 canto Krishna says that Swabhava Vijayam Shauryam.
Swabhava Vijaya Shauryam.
To conquer the lower nature is real chivalry. So
real Shauryam, yes. So yeah, basically that lower nature which comes in conflict with our devotional service. So most of the time, acharyas have taught us to dovetail the lower nature in the Lord service. जो भी नेचर है तो उसको क्या कीजिए, उसको प्यूरिफाई करने के लिए भगवान की सेवा में लगाइए. That's the way to purify. To overcome is very difficult, but therefore it is gradually purifying. But something which is against, which cannot be dovetailed, which is very much against, like breaking 4 agreed principles. ठीक है, आदमी लेट सोता है, लेट उठता है, ये है, वो है, all those things, you know, short temper है, number of shortcomings. But something which is against that you have to overcome. So that try to overcome, and remaining part of it, dovetail it. Dovetail it, engage it to purify it. Okay, so yeah, let's read few verses and then we will. So she decides to send a trustworthy Brahmana to Krishna. Read 27.
Upon reaching Dwarka, the Brahman was brought inside by the gatekeepers and saw the primeval personality of Godhead sitting on a golden throne.
Okay, so now the Brahma reached and he sees. He was brought by. He didn't have to seek any prior appointment. In Dwarka, it's not that पहले appointment लिया कि नहीं लिया. He could come and immediately the guard would bring. Yes, right? Brahmana had free access to meet the Lord any point of time. So now, seeing the Brahmana, we'll see how Krishna treats the Brahmana with great respect. He questions him, and then Brahmana conveys the message of Rukmani. So we'll take a break of 15 minutes and resume the class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Voice आ रहा है? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Before we proceed ahead, is there any question anyone has got? Any point you want to share? Anything you want to ask? Okay. So, okay, Radha Kunj Bihari Prabhu, yes.
So, three questions that I've noted down.
Okay.
First one is Muchukunda goes to the Himalayas versus Prahlad wants to save people. Maybe that's because he feels that he is misfit for that. Is that the right thing? Because he's misfit, he can't just go in and preach.
Sorry.
And
wait a minute. You said Muchukunda goes to the Himalayas.
Versus Prahlad Maharaj wants to save people. That famous verse is there where he's very concerned about people and people go to the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Munis.
Yeah.
And is it
basically, you know, he's from a different time and age also.
Yes.
And
yeah, he's very huge. So that's the reason, right?
He won't be able to relate to the people, and God also told him, "You go perform penances." You know, so like that. So it's a different. They both are different. Each devotees have different moods, you know.
Correct. And Lord also has directed him in that way.
Yes.
Okay. And the second question is this 11 yojanas, 90 miles, materially, it sort of looks that, that hill, sort of in today's age, looks very unreal. And similarly, 800 yojanas to Sri Lanka, that also sort of looks unreal. Is there something with yojanas to be better understood?
No, the distances during other ages, Dwapar Yuga and so on. So what the distances are given are, as per that particular time and age. So there is no dispute. Yojana is 8 miles, and that's how it is. So there were high mountains and so on and so forth. But now we may not have
90 miles. 90 miles. It's extremely.
nothing. There are mountains which are 1 lakh yojanas high. Every mountain is 1 lakh yojana high. Now that will, if you find 11 yojanas too high, what about 1 lakh yojana?
But that is not on this earth, na Prabhu. That is in that different space.
It is on this Bhumandala only, on which Earth is situated.
Bhumandala, yes. But not on this earth.
Not on this tiny Earth means Bhumandala is also called Earth at times.
Yeah.
So basically, this is a huge space, and Earth is a huge. The Bhumandala is a huge, which is also called Earth, and we are very much restricted to Bharat Khanda. Not even Bharat, we can't even go to other khandas of Bharatvarsha.
Yes.
So Bharatvarsha has 9 khandas, out of which we are only limited to our
one khanda.
So
did that happen here only then? Did that happen here only for sure? I mean, all these big figures.
Yeah. Basically, that's what I'm saying. All this pastime has taken place on Bhumandala only, basically. But there are some references that earlier there were other places where people could go in other parts of Bharatvarsha. Right? So just like we have Himalayas, there are greater Himalayas is mentioned. There are greater Himalayas which are much taller, but we can't go. So sometimes there are same names, and there are bigger places also, right? But so therefore the geography is like that. In this time and age, we know this place, and we can take advantage of that. Keeping the geographical parameter aside. But yes, during other ages, the people were able to go to different, a wider region, and bigger accessibility and bigger dimensions. In Kali Yuga, it's restricted. It's much restricted now.
But the Leela places are here only. That means that definitely, because though these are very big heavy places that they could approach, the Leela Stalis are this Vrindavan only. It's not like this Bhauma Vrindavan only, which it happened in, and it's not any other place.
Yeah, the Leela Stalis are here only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes. Any other question online? Yes, Sujit Prabhu.
Like Krishna was what age this time? Like
किसी को मालूम है भाई? What is the age of Krishna while he is running away from battlefield? Kashore age, always 16-year-old young. अभी देखिए मथुरा पहले तो 11 साल की उम्र में आ गए ना मथुरा. किसी को मालूम है मथुरा लीला कितने साल की है? उसके बाद द्वारका आ गए. हाँ मतलब 11वें साल में इतना हम अप्रोक्सीमेशन कर लेंगे थोड़ा. हाँ तो मथुरा लीला कितने साल हुई? 25 years मथुरा लीला. फिर उसके बाद आ गए. तो यहाँ पे अनुमान लगाया जाएगा कि 11 + 25 36 साल के बाद की लीला है द्वारका लीला. और उसी समय बढ़ाया ना जब अटैक हो गया द्वारका. सो यहाँ पे अनुमान है कि भगवान के ये ये बाह्य रूप से जो उम्र हम गिनते हैं वो 36 साल के आसपास की है। ओके, अरे बोल।
36 में रुक्मिणी देवी को शादी किया था, फर्स्ट मैरिज।
हाँ, लेकिन भगवान तो किशोरी है, रुक्मिणी देवी तो बहुत यंग होंगी उस समय। हाँ, ओके। हाँ, रुक्मिणी देवी को बोलने के 16 साल से कम है। हाँ, नहीं 15-16 साल के होंगे। ठीक है, और किसी का कुछ सवाल? हाँ, यस।
सोल्जर्स को भी लेके आए थे ना ये, कुछ सोल्जर्स को, मतलब
भगवान, हाँ कुछ ये भी रुक्मिणी देवी कहते हैं आप अपने कुछ सोल्जर्स को लेके आइए।
नहीं, जब वो द्वारका शिफ्ट किया
हाँ
तो द्वारका से जब वापस मथुरा आ गए
हाँ,
तो सोल्जर्स को कुछ उधर ही छोड़ा था ना, ऐसा था क्या कहीं पे?
अभी ये जो जरासंध के साथ और
हाँ,
कालियवन के साथ।
सोल्जर्स गायब हो गए अचानक इसलिए वो।
हम्म,
और बलराम जी भी गए थे द्वारका वापस, बलराम जी भी वापस आए कि बलराम जी उधर ही थे?
नहीं बलराम जी तो, ये दोनों भागे ना, दोनों भाई। बलराम जी तो आए ना,
नहीं नहीं,
कालियवन को अकेले मारे।
द्वारका शिफ्ट होने वाले थे तब।
हाँ, द्वारका शिफ्ट, मतलब बलराम जी, आप बोले कि बलराम जी यहीं पे रुके उस समय? नहीं, बोले भगवान कालियवन को करने गए तो बलराम जी को चाप देके गए, आप रहो अभी, पीछे से बारबेरियन ना आ जाए ये। तो बलराम जी हैं वहां पे उस समय। यस, और कुछ?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I had, I'm not remembering where exactly. It's one of the reasons why, like, Jarasandha was, like, Krishna left, not didn't fight with Jarasandha. Like, Jarasandha, before coming to war, like, his kingdom, he called all Brahmanas and told them to give blessings that I'll be victorious over Krishna. And if I'm not victorious, then I'll be punishing all Brahmanas or kill all Brahmanas.
हाँ, ऐसा ऐसा करके है, मैंने भी ये पढ़ा है।
So
उसने सब ब्राह्मणों को बुलाया ना और बोला आप लोग सबको यज्ञ वज्ञ करो कि मैं जीत जाऊं, नहीं तो तुम सबका गर्दन काट दूंगा मैं। ऐसा करके उसने धमकाया ब्राह्मणों को। ऐसा करके है, मैंने भी पढ़ा है ये।
source.
हाँ, वो शायद चक्रवर्ती बात की कमेंट्री में कहीं हो सकता है ऐसा। हाँ, मैंने मैंने पढ़ा है ऐसा, मैंने पढ़ा है ऐसा। नहीं नहीं, ये कमेंट्री में है कहीं तो, कमेंट्री में है, कमेंट्री में कहीं तो है कि उसने ऐसे ब्राह्मणों को धमकाया, ब्राह्मणों को, तो फिर वो भी कारण से भगवान ने चल ठीक है इसको विजय इस बार करवा देते हैं।
That's why he is so Brahmins. Afterwards, he was so much merciful to Brahmanas, charitable to Brahmanas.
हाँ, जय अपना जरासंधा, जरासंधा, जरासंधा। हाँ, ही वॉज चैरिटेबल। हाँ 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 हाँ। मैंने भी पढ़ा है ऐसा, ये चक्रवर्ती बात की कमेंट्री में ही कहीं तो है। ये बात कोई और एपिसोड में है, या हमारा संधा बाद में आएंगे ना,
I think Krishna
वहां पे देते हैं।
disguised Brahmana that time maybe.
हाँ,
Krishna became come as Brahmanas to fight with Jarasandha that time. Was very charitable to Brahmanas.
हाँ
He gave.
हाँ, Krishna came to make charity. Okay, so now we'll have further questions at the end of the session. Okay, so now in next 1 hour we'll complete this chapter. कहाँ तक हमने पढ़ा था? We have read up to 28th. Okay. दृष्ट्वा ब्रह्मण्य देवस्तम् अवरुयासनात् उपवेश्य अर्हं चक्रे यथात्मानं विवौकसा।
Seeing the Brahmana, Sri Krishna, Lord of the Brahmanas, came down from his throne and seated him. Then the Lord worshipped him just as he himself is worshipped by the demigods.
देखिए, भगवान ब्रह्मण्य देव उनका आचरण से बता रहे हैं, तुरंत अपने आसन से नीचे आ गए। ब्राह्मण को आया है अपना सिंहासन छोड़ के और नीचे आ गए और उसको अपने आसन पे बिठाया, है ना। ये आजकल कभी कभी हम किसी बड़े व्यक्ति के ऑफिस में जाएं तो कभी कभी बोलते हैं, प्रभु जी आप बैठिए हमारी चेयर पे। ऐसे लोग बोलते हैं। है ना? तो इस तरह से भगवान ने ऐसा उनके, और फिर उनकी ऐसा उनके चरण धोए, सर पे अपना पानी दिया, बहुत उनका सत्कार किया। भगवान ब्राह्मणों के प्रति बहुत भक्ति है। और फिर उनको बताया गया है, उनको अच्छे से प्रसाद खिलाया भगवान ने, उनको अच्छे से विश्राम करवाया, उनके पैर दबाए, और फिर ये सब होने के बाद उनसे सवाल पूछा। तो ऐसा नहीं, बताइए क्या कारण से आए हैं, है ना? सबसे पहले देखो कितना समय ले लिया। तो समय मतलब उनको पूरा पद्य अर्घ्य इत्यादि सब देने के बाद, प्रसाद खिलाने के बाद, विश्राम कराने के बाद, वो सब के बाद भगवान उनसे पूछ रहे हैं कि उनके आने का क्या प्रयोजन है। टेक्स्ट 30th। कच्चिद द्विजवर श्रेष्ठ धर्मस्थे वृद्ध सम्मता वर्तते नाति कृच्छ्रेण संतुष्टा मनसा सदा।
The Supreme Lord said, O best of the exalted Brahmanas, are your religious practices sanctioned by senior authorities, proceeding without great difficulty? Is your mind always fully satisfied?
तो कुछ लोग जो है बहुत सुंदर है। आपको कोई सवाल होगा तो आप ये सेक्शन के बाद एक क्वेश्चन आंसर लेता हूँ थोड़ा सा। बहुत सुंदर श्लोक है। तो पहले भगवान कह रहे हैं कि कच्चित बीजवरा श्रेष्ठ धर्मस्थ वृद्ध सम्मता वर्तते नाति कृच्छ्रेण, कि आई होप यू आर एबल टू एग्जीक्यूट योर रिलीजियस ड्यूटी विदाउट मच डिफिकल्टी। क्या अर्थ है कि ज्यादा डिफिकल्टी है तो आई विल रिमूव द डिफिकल्टी, क्योंकि जब साधु लोगों के लिए बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, जैसे हिरण्यकशिपु ने बैन कर दिया, कोई सेक्रीफाइस नहीं होगा, हाँ, इत्यादि, तो सो वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर रिलीजियस पीपल, साधुस टू एग्जीक्यूट देयर ड्यूटीज। सो इफ देयर इज टू मच डिफिकल्टी देन आई विल रिमूव, पर थोड़ा डिफिकल्टी तो हो रहेगा, है ना। सो देयरफॉर टॉलरेट एंड कल्टिवेट सेटिस्फैक्शन, संतुष्टा मनसा सदा। इज योर माइंड फुली सेटिस्फाइड, भगवान कहते हैं। सो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टी में भी क्या है, मन बहुत असंतुष्ट हो जाता है वास्तव में। इवन इफ देयर इज लिटिल डिफिकल्टी, द माइंड exaggerates it, blows it up, and creates lot of dissatisfaction. Therefore, it is important, like we discussed today morning in the Japa talk, Lord Chaitanya says, Krishna's Kaviraj Swami says, Sadana malai vayat labete santosh, sei to achar kare bhakti dharma posh. So therefore, always chant the holy name and be satisfied with whatever external situation comes to you, external maintenance, external health, kind of relationship, facilities. Take everything external. Whatever the situation. So I see this verse as chant Hare Krishna, Sadanam Laiba, Yat Labhate Santosh, and be happy. Be happy is be happy. Instruction. I remember once Radhanath Maharaj asked, some of us went to meet him. So he asked, are you all happy? So हम एक दूसरे का मुंह देखने लगे, क्या जवाब दें? बोले कि हम खुश हैं, तो फिर यहाँ क्यों आए हो? बोले असंतुष्ट है, तो बोले यार क्यों असंतुष्ट हो यहाँ पे, है ना। तो मतलब थोड़ा सा मुश्किल क्वेश्चन है, कोई पूछे तो महाराज ने से पूछ लिया कि आर यू ऑल हैप्पी? फिर हम एक दूसरे का मुंह देखने लगे, तो बोले हैप्पी और नॉट हैप्पी, बी हैप्पी। Happy or not happy, be happy. So chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Sadanam Naiva Yata Labhate Santosh. Be happy with externals, in the sense, cultivate satisfaction. Cultivate satisfaction. I was just thinking about that verse. Sadanam Naiva, always chant the holy name. That means never be satisfied with your level of spiritual progress. Never be satisfied. not tripyat, not tripyat. And always be satisfied with whatever comes externally. Right? So therefore, never be satisfied with what we are spiritually able to do. Keep that I want to do more. And externally, ठीक है, जो भी है, okay. Right? But practice satisfaction with whatever has come in terms of external facilities, जो भी निर्वाह के लिए मिल जाए. So this attitude solidly maintains on devotional practices. So therefore, practicing satisfaction also, how can one practice satisfaction? Humility, look down. We have, that means what we have is beyond what we deserve. Look down, humility. What we have, millions of people do not have those opportunities. Therefore, what I'm getting is a lot, much, much more than so many others. And also much more than what I deserve. I will look down. So practice humility, and with humility satisfy the mind. And with satisfied mind, we can actually try to chant the holy name properly. Because unsatisfied mind means impure. Practice of satisfaction is purity of mind, as per Bhagavatam. Right? By practicing satisfaction, we keep the mind pure. When the mind is pure, we can chant the holy names properly. Therefore, this satisfaction is very important, because Kali Yuga, the nature of the mind is to create lot of dissatisfaction, lot of dissatisfaction. So therefore, Lord here in 3-4 verses he is talking to Brahmana, are you satisfied or not? If you are not satisfied, then you are not progressing basically. Okay, yes, Manasundar Prabhu. Austerity of mind to practice. So austerity of mind is to practice satisfaction, or cleanliness of the mind is to practice satisfaction. Keep the mind clean, and austerity practice satisfaction. So therefore, what I'm saying, right? So another point that we have to practice it as austerity, as austerity. Instruction. Savanam Rama Yatanava Santosh. I see this line as and Hare Krishna and be happy. Be happy with whatever comes. Yes. So what is the line you mentioned of Gita? Manha prasada samyatam. Manam atma vinigraha. Yeah. Perfect. That's another point. Okay, so you have further questions. Read the further. We have 31st.
31st. When a Brahmana is satisfied with whatever comes his way and does not fall away from his religious duties, those very religious principles become his desire cow, fulfilling all his wishes.
Okay, so therefore, another important thing is the satisfaction will come through our practice. We have to find satisfaction not in the situation, external situation, or the facilities, or good health, or whatever, we'll find satisfaction if we stick to our duties. That means in our practice. So we have to learn to find satisfaction in our practice. That is important. Go ahead, 32.
32. An unsatisfied Brahmana wanders restlessly from one planet to another, even if he becomes king of heaven. But a satisfied Brahmana, though he may possess nothing, rests peacefully on his limbs, free of distress.
Okay, so basically the point being made is that even if a person attains higher destination, but he doesn't have the higher consciousness, then he will suffer as if he is in a lower position. You are in a higher position, but you don't have that consciousness. You will suffer like a person in a lower position, like a Brahmana Lord is saying. He may attain higher planet, but is dissatisfied. He will still be burning. But if a person is in lower position, but has a higher consciousness, he actually is situated in a higher position. Right? So herein he's saying, even if just like someone may be very peacefully sleeping on a floor, right? And there is a hot season, someone is sleeping on a floor peacefully. Other persons may be sleeping in AC, but the heart may be burning. No sleep. And the conscience may not, the mind creates agitation, this, that. So while a person may be sleeping in a hot room peacefully, and another person may be burning in an air conditioned room also. So therefore, practice, Lord is saying, practice satisfaction. Without satisfaction, if a Brahmana attains so much, he will not be satisfied. But with simplicity, therefore, satisfaction has nothing to do with acquisition. That's the whole point. It's not that one will be satisfied by acquiring. One has to cultivate satisfaction in one's practice of duties or in one's practice of Krishna consciousness. It is not about how much we have satisfaction. Yes, अच्छा एक कवर करते हैं 2-3 वर्सेस और फिर क्वेश्चन लेते हैं. Just another 1 or 2 verses. Okay, so in this regard, we can study where Vaman Dev says, यावत्यो विषयान प्रेष्ठान त्रिलोकोम जितेंद्रियाम. इस संसार में जितनी भी विषय वस्तु है, all the objects of sense gratification, they will not be able to satisfy one soul who is ajitendriyam. Therefore, satisfaction will not come with acquisition. It will come by controlling of senses, practicing sense control, and by practicing one's duties. So Brahma is supposed to be sense control here. Okay, so we go ahead, 33.
I repeatedly bow my head in respect to those Brahmanas who are satisfied with their lot. Saintly, prideless, and peaceful, they are the best well-wishers of all living beings.
Okay, so therefore, actually the best, especially here in the Brahmana, Lord is talking about the Brahmana, so we can, it applies to the devotees of the Lord. What is the best well-being, or what is the best welfare work we can do all the living entities? Is foremost is to set a good example, actually. A person who practices one's own duties properly, one who is steadfast in the practice of Krishna consciousness, one good example is a lot of welfare work, basically. So we can do a lot of good by being good examples. Therefore, Lord is talking of that, of a good example of a Brahmana who is satisfied, who is saintly, who is prideless and peaceful. And thus they do best welfare work for the society by being good example. Okay. 34.
O Brahmana, is your king attending to your welfare? Indeed, that king in whose country the citizens are happy and protected is very dear to me.
Okay, so Lord talks about the king attending to your welfare. So the king has to see that the citizens, all the citizens are duly able to perform their duties, and Brahmanas are also satisfied. 35.
Whence have you come, crossing the impassable sea, and for what purpose? Explain all this to us, if it is not a secret, and tell us what we may do for you.
Okay, so then now the Lord asks him the purpose of coming. After giving instruction on satisfaction, right, to all of us, making him the target, the Lord asks the purpose of his coming. Okay, so if there are 1 or 2 questions on satisfaction, we can take now. Yes, Mother Sundar Prabhu.
So Krishna is asking if you are satisfied. Krishna is saying one who is satisfied with whatever he has is very pleasing to me. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that's an austerity of mind also.
Yes.
But given the fact in the day and time that we live in, and
Given the
fact in the day and time that we live in, with our past conditionings of competition, comparison, and attachment to sense gratification, cultivating that satisfaction becomes day in, day out challenge. What would be your thought process? Because as you were in one of the sessions earlier, you were making a point in the second day, if I'm correct, when we're talking about the emotions, you said emotions should be expressed, not repressed.
Yes.
So, everyone have their own psychophysical nature.
Yes.
Somebody if is of a Kshatriya conduct would have need for puja la pratishtha. He cannot function without it.
Yeah.
So is this set of instruction meant for Brahmanas or is it meant for everyone? First question is that. And then accordingly we can talk about how to cultivate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's a good question. Very relevant, very also application point of view also. It is quite sensitive also. Yes. First of all, satisfaction here is primarily meant for Brahmanas. Now, we see that one thing is now discussion of Varnashrama come into picture also, which is relevant. So, Bhagavatam talks of Rajrishis. Rajrishis. So, the Rajrishis also they would practice, they would be, yes, Puja La Pratishtha is there. That is there. For a Kshatriya, they would be like to be in control of things and all that. So then whatever is there, nature is there, the duties are given in such a way that they are purifying. That's nature. They purify their nature. So therefore, the whole thing is Kshatriya, they are in control, but then you have to control in such a way that the citizens are protected. The citizens are happy. Citizens are provided for everything. So their tendency is channelized perfectly that way. And then the Vaishyas, primarily no, Vaishyas have to be wanting to earn more and more. It is mainly Vaishyas who will, who have greed for money. And they will have, to earn money more. So then they have to be very charitable also. They have to be very charitable and and therefore that will be balanced then when they earn and when they give. So that also will be purified and properly channelized. So therefore, yes, each tendency, a person who has desire to earn a lot, you tell him, no, be satisfied. That's not, he will not be satisfied with your instruction, with our instruction. So he has to earn more. Okay, you earn more, but you have to support this project. He will do that. I remember I met a businessman in Russia. He said, देखो, प्रॉफिट तो मैं लूंगा यहाँ पे, अब मेरे को मत बोलना कि प्रॉफिट मत लो, और बिजनेसमैन में प्रॉफिट कैसे नहीं लूंगा, है ना? बाद में चाहे आप मेरे से डबल डोनेशन ले जाओ। हाँ, मतलब he told me on the face, ऐसे मत बोलना कि बिजनेसमैन में तो प्रॉफिट तो लूंगा ही है, भगवान के नाम पे प्रॉफिट मत लो, ये मत लो, बिजनेसमैन को प्रॉफिट कमाना ही है, बाद में मेरे जो धर्म है, बाद में डबल डोनेशन ले जाना मेरे से। So like that. So they are compelled by their nature to earn. वो किसी को नहीं छोड़ेंगे। वो एक ने जैसा बोला कि मेरा बाप भी आएगा जिससे प्रॉफिट लूंगा, उसको भी मैं ऐसे बिना प्रॉफिट के नहीं दूंगा, बिकॉज आई एम ए पक्का बिजनेसमैन। बाद में चाहे मैं सेवा के रूप में कितना भी लगा दूं, वो अलग बात है। So that's your nature. So therefore, yes. So now nature could be mixed up and all that. We see that person is strongly having this nature. It has to be engaged and be purified, basically. But here, the instruction is meant for primarily for Brahmanas. And all devotees, to some extent, although they may not have occupation of Brahmana, they should have some kind of Brahmanical lifestyle which is conducive. Right? So therefore, there will be some overlaps, etc. But yes, a strong nature of being in the forefront, forefront, want to have some credit, all that. See, the nature is there, then give such a service to them that they can take credit and serve Krishna nicely, serve the devotees nicely. That is the best thing, basically. Yes, Prabhu. But did it get addressed your, or still there are some follow-up
No,
questions?
this is very nicely.
Yeah.
I like the point because we have to understand the Varna part.
Yeah.
And then you made a beautiful point that, in Varna, to purify that Varna,
Yeah.
there's a balancing act. For a Vaishya, there is a charity. For a Kshatriya, then he has to protect. He just
Yeah.
cannot have a control and
Yeah.
exploitation, but he has to protect. So my question here is,
Okay, just a minute. The Brahmana, let me just open that. The Brahmana fights ignorance. It's Brahmana duty. You have to destroy ignorance. It's a challenge for a Brahmana. The Kshatriya fights injustice. You have a control everyone. Don't let any injustice happen. The Vaishyas fight scarcity. You agreed, but make sure that give ample, scarcity. And the Shudras fight lethargy. Lethargy. So, don't have any kind of alasya. Work hard. So these are 4 struggles for them as per their nature.
correct. So now the second part of the question is where the practice or the practical of it comes. So when we are dealing with ourselves or when we are dealing and guiding others, unless we have that understanding of individuals' varna, his gunas, to instruct or to tell them, cultivate satisfaction, so that has to be balanced by certain actions. As you rightly said, for Kshatriya protection, Vaishya charity. So I believe this becomes very relevant and important rather than just quoting the verse, as Krishna says, austerity of mind is to cultivate satisfaction. But a Vaishya cannot do it unless he really cheats. And then we cannot blame him for that because he's bound by his nature. Eventually, we have to dovetail and purify.
Yeah. So again, that instruction is meant for a person who is a Brahmanical by nature, and secondly, who has almost purified the nature also. Like, we may have the certain nature, but gradually by being purified, we can bring that, we can come to the level where we are sufficiently purified and we can practice certain Brahmanical principles, right? And elevate our consciousness further, basically. So, application of scripture is very sensitive thing, and it's person to person based also, basically. The whole thing is how this person will be progressive from this point onwards. Right? So how this person will progress. That's the whole thing. So each person from one's own level has to be making progress in one Krishna consciousness. So keeping the nature, the conditioned nature also. Such a kind of service, such a way. So they are engaging properly. It's a very sensitive thing. Because if not, then it may be counterproductive. It may be counterproductive.
Repressive.
Yeah.
One last thing on this is now within ISKCON we have our brahmachari ashrams. So when we have to guide brahmacharis ourselves to grow in a brahmachari ashram, how do we see this instruction? Because sometimes it is seen as default. Brahmachari ashram is a brahmana ashram.
Oh, that way.
That becomes very challenging because all of us again have our different natures.
Yeah.
And we have been influenced or inspired by some different reasons to join brahmachari ashram, not necessarily brahmachari or brahmanical traits.
Yeah.
How would a leader would handle this aspect?
I'm not sure if we'll have to discuss whether a person has strong Kshatriya nature, will that person be able to manage in the brahmachari ashram also? That's a big question mark also. So because again, can he not, how successfully not? Because usually the Kshatriyas prove the rights in Bhagavatam. Those who are king and those who want to take high administrative, that kind of position where they dictate and control, then they need encouragement, inspiration and encouragement from the wife. Prabhupada says that. And Prabhupada says that, because Priyavrati is a brahmachari, now is going to be administrator, he needs to get married to get, encouragement from his wife to do that kind of service. या सो अभी क्या है इस्कॉन में अभी क्या है सब वर्णाश्रम खिचड़ी है सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू सॉर्ट आउट फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड द प्रिंसिपल्स करेक्ट you know with the right understanding then gradually see how the application because there is mix up so the ideal situation would be okay just a minute ideal situation would be that brahmanas have a vision and kshatriyas execution actually and the kshatriyas are respectful to brahmanas are respectful to kshatriyas Prabhupada in one place says that where yes so they when they respect each other they respect each other's jurisdiction and they respect each other's position, natural respect for each other, that is a very powerful combination. For both, that is ideal. Now, how close we can go to ideal, who is a Brahmana, how much percentage is Brahmana, how much percentage Kshatriya, वो भी सब mixed. Yeah. So inside a person, Brahmana, Kshatriya is mixed. Outside also mixture. So पूरा इसलिए कौन क्या है इसलिए नाम विप्रो न च नृपति. So I will serve Krishna, you know. In either way. So that is also another kind of yeah. But fine. At least if we have the right understanding of principles, and if we want to have the sincerity of purpose, we'll be able to within our capacity not have contradiction within ourselves, and then we can help others. Basically, to the best extent we can. Yes, Radha Kunji Hari Prabhu has now already list of questions.
No, Prabhu. I wanted to interject. This is a very interesting point, and somehow I've been able to be instrumental in helping some people because of knowledge of astrology also. And all I see is the astrological chart is very perfect in the sense many people are getting their answers, and when they change their direction, they are settling in nicely. And there is another aspect, Prabhu, that we belong to this Gaud Saraswat Brahmin community, wherein we have Kuladevata as Shiva and Mahalakshmi. There, in a Vedic way, they ask questions by applying flower petals, and there are many people who are really suffering, like Christians, Muslims, other people also. They go there and get the right answers. Not that, okay, I'm going to invest in this stock, let me get. No, not like that, but directionally. What I do is just directionally. So, what should I do in such a case? Directionally, what you should do, and they get perfect direction, Prabhu. Just practical thing. So, combination of your astro chart, and if you cannot figure that out, then ask question there, and a very perfect direction materially to settle down to bring that satisfaction around comes about very nicely, Prabhu. This is number one. Number two is that very lofty statement which really touched my heart is that if you do your religious duties properly with santushti, then that itself will be your desire cow. Means then if you follow Brahminical practices properly, nishkama, whatever comes okay, whatever doesn't come okay, like the Radhanath Swami example that you gave the other day, therein if you now desire cow means now you desire for the service of the Lord 100%, it's perfectly matched, and you see a lot of magic happening there, which I am sure all devotees have experienced one way or another. So these are two, just one observation and one point that I wanted to make.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll complete this chapter and then have question answers. Okay. Okay, so now this question by the Supreme Lord, the Brahmana told everything, the Brahmana revealed everything. And it's mentioned that the Brahmana first handed the letter to Krishna, and Krishna said, you open the letter and read it. Krishna, the Brahmana, to read the letter. Okay. So Brahmana started reading the letter. 37. So we'll recite these verses. We'll recite these verses. It's a Rukmini Devi's expression of love. Shri Rukmini Uvacha श्रुत्वा गुणान् भुवन सुन्दर्शं वतां ते निर्विश्य कर्णवीरां वतापम् रूपं दिशां दिशि मतामखिलार्थलाभम् त्वय्यच्युता विशति चित्तमपत्रपं मे Translation.
Sri Rukmini said in her letter, as read by the Brahmana, O beauty of the words, having heard of your qualities, which enter the ears of those who hear and remove their bodily distress, and having also heard of your beauty, which fulfills all the visual desires of those who see, I have fixed my shameless mind upon you, O Krishna.
Okay, so basically Rukmini has written a letter to Krishna to accept her. So Vishwanath Thakur, now again putting question in between, is describing the flow of her thought in the letter. So Krishna is saying, how can I accept you, a king's daughter whom I have never seen or heard about, and who is shamelessly writing a letter to me? So like that. So if Krishna says like that, then Rukmini says, she says, yes, this is true. You can say that, but I will express the feeling of my heart. After you have heard this, you may accept me or reject me. So she says, now Krishna says, how is that you're shamelessly writing a letter to me? So therefore, her feeling of her heart is, one who is in such a condition as mine, that means if I obtain you, it's a question of my life and death. If you only accept me, then I will live. If you don't accept me, I will not care to live. She says, for a person in my condition, वही the question of shame or no shame. ये तो पूरा जिंदगी और मौत का सवाल है. Right? For me, it's a question of life and death. What will I do? I can't live without you. So therefore, there's no question of shame or fear in writing letter. I must express myself. Then you decide whether you want to accept me or not. So like that. So she is very bold and courageous. Rukmini. So then she says, Shutva Gunan Bhuvana Sundar. And Bhuvan Sundar is translated, O beauty of the world. And you are the most beautiful person in the world. So hearing your beauty and qualities, my mind has lost all shame. That means what? You can't fully blame me. 50% blame goes to you. I have become shameless because of your beauty and good qualities. Right? So therefore she said, therefore, do not just blame me. Your beauty and qualities are the two causes of my mind becoming shameless. And yes, my ears are also the cause because I heard about it. So therefore we both have to take the responsibility. And don't put the whole responsibility on me. Then she also describes the Lord here as Achyuta, Achyuta, Vishati Chittam Apatrapamni. So she says, actually, now like in kind of humility, oh Achyuta, my mind has become shameless and I'm approaching you, but you are Achyuta, you are not, you are unmoved. You are unmoved. So therefore, I don't know, what should I be doing? But I am just expressing myself. So therefore, there is the meaning of Achyuta here. Now Krishna says, so when she says, no, I have heard hearing about her beauty and qualities have made me shameless, Krishna says, but other men also have, beauty and qualities. Why are you not attracted to other people, other men? Why are you so attracted to me only? So therefore she says, your wonderful qualities completely destroy all pains. So Achyuta, Vishati Chittam Apatramamne. So your wonderful qualities completely destroy all pain, both subtle and gross. Tell me who other man exists who has such qualities? So she basically glorifies that your qualities are very unique, and no other man can match your qualities. In fact, Rupam Disham Dushimatam Akhilartha Labham. Those who have eyes, the perfection of the eyes is to see you. There's a beautiful verse in CC also we describe. कृष्ण अवलोकन बिना नेत्र फल नहीं आन वही जन कृष्ण देखे से ही भाग्यवान. अरे इसको जरा चार्जर डालना पड़ेगा, इसका बैटरी बैटरी जा रहा है. लैपटॉप के पीछे डालिए कोई, यहाँ पे डाल दीजिए मैं चार्जर. हाँ हाँ ओके. सो no one has such qualities as you who can remove all kinds of subtle and gross pain. In fact, the perfection of the eyes is to see your form. And those who have eyes, Vishimatam, to see your form is the perfection of having eyes. And then she also says, your form is more sweet and attractive than the best object for people. She says, where will we find such a form which has rubies, sapphires, white moon? So she gives example of various gems. So Krishna's bodily part, Krishna's body is like blue sapphire. His lips are like rubies, red rubies. His nails are like moonstones. So she says, where is this such a beautiful person who has, all the gems, his all beautiful limbs are like that gems. So therefore, you are the most attractive and handsome person in all the material and spiritual worlds, the beauty of all worlds. So very beautiful description of Krishna's beauty, which is all attractive and his qualities, and therefore which has captured Rukmini's heart, and she is expressing very boldly to the Lord. Right? She's a king's daughter. Okay. Go to text 38. कात्या मुकुंद महती कुलशील रूपा विद्यात्मतुल्यम धूम्रपतिं कुलवती कन्या कालो नरसिंहनरलोकमनोभिरामम्. Oh Mukunda, you are equal only to yourself in lineage, character, beauty, knowledge, youthfulness, wealth, and influence. O lion among men, you delight the minds of all mankind. What aristocratic, sober-minded, and marriageable girl of a good family would not choose you as her husband when the proper time has come? Okay, so now she describes Krishna's beauty, his qualities, which are incomparable, right? Explicitly and very elaborately in the last verse. So Krishna says, or Krishna may say, fine, I accept that I am the most incomparable man in the universe. But are you the only girl in the whole universe with eyes and ears? और तो कोई मेरे को love letter नहीं लिखे. So many have heard my qualities, right? But you are writing love letter shamelessly. और किसी का, do other girls have not eyes and ears? Right? This is the question. So what does she say? Rukmini already answers. She says, oh Mukunda, here the word Mukunda is used, Tova Mukunda. Here the word Mukunda is one whose face beams with the smile of Kunda flower, which is jasmine flower. So she says, which intelligent, sober girl who is endowed with beauty and good quality will not be attracted towards you? Not be attracted towards you. So she says, in the future, so many such girls will be attracted towards you. But now it's my turn to be attracted to you. So she was saying, actually, your attraction is irresistible. Only those who are ill-natured and unintelligent and ladies of bad lineage, they will not be attracted. Otherwise, your beauty is so incomparable that yes, who will not be attracted towards you? Therefore, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. You will see so many women of marriageable age will become attracted towards you when their time comes, but now it is my time. Therefore, and she also calls the Lord as Nrsimha, O lion among men. So, you control me with your beauty and good qualities, but you are Nrsimha, lion among men. I cannot control you. I cannot control you, and I don't desire to control you. That means she's approaching Lord in the mood of humility and submission. Right? Humility and submission. Therefore, she glorifies the Lord in this way, and she says that actually it's not my fault that my mind is getting attracted towards you. It's very natural for any woman of good quality, good lineage, and who is a marriageable age. 39. तन्मे भवान् खलु व्रता पतिर्गजायाम् आत्मार्पितश्च भवतोऽत्र विभो विदेहि वीरभागमभिमनुष्यतु चोद्य आराम् गोमायुवन् मृगपतेर्बलिमम् भुजाक्ष. Okay, therefore, my dear Lord, I have chosen you as my husband, and I surrender myself to you. Please come swiftly, O Almighty One, and make me your wife. My dear lotus-eyed Lord, let Shishupal never touch the hero's portion like a jackal stealing the property of a lion. Okay, so she said that Rukmini over here that I am very much attracted towards you, and therefore I have chosen you as my husband. It is not just now, from the very beginning, I have selected only you. That is my attraction to you is from the very beginning. Both my body and soul are offered to you. And I am sending you this letter to inform you of my mental state. And then again, she says, if you accept me, I will remain alive. Otherwise, I will burn myself. But I will never give myself to anyone else. Here mentioned either of Shishupal or anyone else. Okay? So I will not give myself to anyone else. Even if Lord Brahma comes and commands me that you get married to this king, she says, I will not give myself. So now Krishna says, but you offering yourself to me, your Atma Samarpan, is not unmotivated like King Bali. ये देखिए एक और एक सुंदर पहाड़ यहाँ से विश्वनाथ के ठाकुर निकालते हैं. So she is offering herself completely. Lord says, तुम्हारा जो समर्पण है बलि के समान unmotivated नहीं है. Rukmini answers that, right? She says, yes, my offering is not like the surrender of Bali, which was nirbhav, without intense love. So she says, someone may give a food to somebody without, in a detached way, take this food, you give an opulent. But someone may give food and also insist that you please eat this, which is with bhav. Therefore, my surrender is not unmotivated. It is motivated by intense attraction towards you, intense love for you. So therefore, she describes the surrender of Bali as unmotivated by strong attachment or attraction towards you. So then she says, Shishupal should not take the share meant for you. My fear is you will lose your prestige if Shishupal comes and takes your share. So like she tells Krishna, it will be your insult. It's the share meant for you should not be taken by Shishupal. The share of a lion should not be taken by a jackal. So, as a बहुत सुंदर example दिया है. Vishwanath Chakravarti also says the word Ambujaksha used in the end, O lotus-eyed Lord, that if you reject me, then I will burn myself, but still I will not feel the pain of fire because I'm attached to your lotus-eyed, to the lotus-eyed Lord. So meditating on you, the lotus-eyed Lord, I will not even feel the pain of giving up the body. That is the meaning of Ambujaksh. Text 40. पुरतेष्ट दत्त नियम व्रत देव विप्र गुरुचना विधिरलम भगवान परेश आराधितो यदि गदाग्रजेत्यपानम गुणातु मे नदम घोष सुतादन्मे.
If I have sufficiently worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead by pious works, rituals and vows, and also by worshipping the demigods, brahmanas and gurus, then may Gadagraj come and take my hand and not Damghosha's son or anyone else.
Okay, so Rukmini says actually you are most difficult to attain. You cannot be obtained simply by the good acts of one worth. Therefore, she says, whatever pious acts I have performed in my previous life, whether with a desire to attain you or without a desire to attain you, because I performed some pious acts. But now I wish that whatever pious activities I have performed, let that give result now in the form of attaining you. Whatever charity I have given, whatever Tirth Snan I have done, whatever the Ekadashis I have followed, I have worshipped the Brahmanas and the Guru and the Devatas. Therefore, let all of them fructify in the form of me, developing a relationship with you in this form of yours. Therefore, she calls Krishna as Gadagraja. Gada Agraja. You have a relationship with Gada. Gada is Krishna's younger brother. So I also want to have a similar means I also want to have a relationship with you as a wife, basically. A human relation with you. So then she says, if we let the elder brother of Gada come here and accept me, a human in marriage, no one else should come, not even Narayan, she says. Not any of the Devatas. What to speak of? Dhammaghosha Sutra. Like that. So basically in this verse she prays, she's praising that she's praying that all her pious activities previously done, all the good acts previously done, become fructify and her desire to attain Krishna be fulfilled. That is text 40.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
is she, Mother Rukmini, while writing this letter expressing a mood, is that she's aware that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead, or this is out of her spontaneity?
No, she's aware. He's the Supreme Lord. She's aware. She's expressing, clearly expressing that.
So when we talk about the Ragatmika Bhaktas in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is known for their spontaneity because they don't know Krishna as a Lord, then this will not come under the Ragatmika Bhakta category, right?
Yeah. Basically, there are two kind of perfect devotees.
Karupa, Sambandharupa.
Yeah, basically, at the stage of perfection, the Sadhya Bhakti, pure devotion, one is mixed with all reverence, one is free from all reverence. That is, one which is fixed with free from all reverence is Kevela. Another word uses pure affection without awe and reverence. So, yeah, so I don't recall the terms exactly, but yeah, so there are This is devotional service in perfection.
Perfect. Yeah.
Fully perfect, but it has awe and reverence mixed. Other one doesn't have awe and reverence mixed. So that's otherwise the love is completely pure, basically. Okay, so this is we'll go to 41. Only not only 7 verses, right? It's quite a short letter compared to the, other prayers of Bhagavatam and all that. Just 7 verses. शोभावनी त्वमजितोद्वहने शोभावनी त्वमजितोद्वहने विदर्भान् भुक्ता समेत्य प्रटनापतिभिपरीतः गुरुमत्य चाद्यमगधेन्द्रबलं प्रसह्य नाम राक्षसेन विधिनुद्वहविर्यशुल्काम्
O unconquerable, tomorrow when my marriage ceremony is about to begin, you should arrive unseen in Vidarbha and surround yourself with the leaders of your army. Then crush the forces of Chaitya and Magadendra and marry me in the Rakshasa style, winning me with your valor.
Okay. Shobhavani tum ajitodvahane vidarbha. So now Krishna says, okay, I accept you as per your past piety. You've done so many pious activity. I accept you. But what can be done? You have already been given to Shishupal now by your brother and father. You already been given to Shishupal. अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? लक्ष्मी बोलती क्या कर सकते हैं? आगे किडनैप करो मेरे को. Come and kidnap me, right? And so therefore she's suggesting the full strategy. And she's also called out as Ajita. Shobhavani tum Ajita. Oh Ajita, that means you're unconquerable. Oh unconquerable one, you come and you have fight and kidnap me, and then she completely suggests the fighting strategy also. So what does she say? Yeah, full. She's Kshatriya, arranged in a Kshatriya family. So she says, what do you do? Now this is Vishwanath Thakur is saying, first of all, you should arrive unseen in Vidarbha. आप पहले आप आइए अकेले, आर्मी को साथ में मत लाइए, उनको दूर रखिए. आप एंटर कीजिए पहले विदर्भा. और कोई बोले कि क्यों आया आप? बोले अरे भाई मैरिज सेरेमनी देखने आया हूँ, राइट? थोड़ा इतना ग्रैंड इवेंट है तो कोई आपको सस्पेक्ट नहीं करेगा. बाद में आर्मी को आने दीजिए. किंग के साथ तो आर्मी भी आता है, तो हाँ, सराउंड so that they can come whenever at call, at your call. Basically, don't enter with the army तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. आप अकेले एंटर कीजिए इस तरह से. And then you at the right time you are a great hero. So you may have to fight also. She tells Krishna, you may have to show strength and fight also. In this way, she is suggesting all the strategy. 42. Antapurantaracharim anihatya bandhun Vavidvahe kathamiti pravadannupayam Nirvejurasti mahati kuladeva yatra
Since I will be staying within the inner chambers of the palace, you may wonder, how can I carry you away without killing some of your relatives? But I shall tell you a way. On the day before the marriage, there is a grand procession to honor the royal family's deity. And in this procession, the new bride goes outside the city to visit goddess Girija.
Okay, so Krishna says, fine, you are saying that you have to show strength and subdue enemies, kidnap me. I may kill the enemies, but you are right inside the palace, inner chamber. That means I will have to kill your relatives also if I have to kidnap you. She said, no, no, no. अनहत्या बंधुन बिना मेरे relatives को मारे मेरे को कैसे किडनैप करना है वो बताती हूँ आपको. Don't kill my relatives. So therefore she suggests that one day before I'll be coming outside of the city to worship goddess Girija. At that time you come and kidnap me. That is the best time. That time will be most easy for you to. So the full strategy she's suggesting in the letter. Okay, the last verse. Yasyangi pankajaraja sapanam mahanto वाञ्छन्तो मपतिरिवात्मतमोपहत्यै यर्वाम्बुजाक्षिणलभे भवत्प्रसादम् व्रतकृशान् शतजन्मभिः स्यात्.
O lotus-eyed one, great souls like Lord Shiva hanker to bathe in the dust of your lotus feet and thereby destroy their ignorance. If I cannot obtain your mercy, I shall simply give up my vital force, which will have become weak from severe penances I will perform. Then, after hundreds of lifetimes of endeavor, I may obtain your mercy.
Okay, so here in this verse, if Krishna says that actually you do not have sufficient piety to attain me, she says, then I will perform penances, austerities for many lifetimes. And what will happen by that? I will attain the dust of a lotus feet, which will destroy all the disqualification and impurities I have, which prevent me from attaining you. So therefore, she shows such a great determination that if in this lifetime I am not qualified, I'll continue to perform life after lifetime austerities, penances, so that I may attain the dust of a lotus feet and remove all the contamination. Just like she gave example, Lord Shiva takes Yasyangri Pankaja Sapanam Mahanto Vanchanti Umapatir Ivatmatamo Pahatya Umapatir. Lord Shiva, he takes the dust of a lotus feet and destroy his ignorance. Therefore, I will also destroy all my disqualification by taking the dust of a lotus feet. And if you say I am not qualified for the dust, then I will perform so many austerities, penances, so that at one point of time in the future, I will be able to become qualified. So this is great determination of Rukmini ji. So one important lesson for us is that we should all place ourselves in the position of Rukmini. We should develop attraction toward Krishna by hearing from Narad Muni and the representatives, right? Because she hears. That's how she develops attraction towards Krishna. So we should develop our attraction by hearing from Narad Muni or his representative Srila Prabhupada, and then we should write a letter to Krishna, love letter. But please rescue me from Shishupal, right? Kam Adi, Kam Krodh Adi, all these are Shishupal and company. Please rescue me from them and let you alone be my master. You alone be my master. And for me to attain your lotus feet, to serve you, whatever austerities, penances I may have to undergo, I should be willing to undergo. So to attain Krishna, whatever price we pay is actually a very small price. So that should be, so Rukmini Devi shows very beautiful determination a sadhaka should exhibit over here. Okay, the last verse. Brahmana uvacha ityete guhya sandesho yadudevo maya hritaha drisya kartum yachatra kritam tad anantaram.
The Brahman said, "This is the confidential message I have brought with me. O Lord of the Yadus, please consider what must be done in these circumstances and do it at once."
Okay, so finally, the Brahma is reading this love letter to Krishna. And how pure is the sentiment? The Brahma read all the letter to Krishna, right? And then he tells that actually I have not revealed this message to anyone. This is Guhya Sandesh, only to you. And he says, my lord, please act urgently. Lord said, but I may have to consult Yadu heroes. Are you are Yadupati. He says, you are Yadudev. आपको किसी को कंसल्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You are Lord of the Yadus. Your decision is final. Don't waste time in consulting anyone. You have to, so there is an urgency. Right? You have to act very fast because tomorrow only is the day of going to Girija Puja. So there is not much time left. So the Brahmana tells of the urgency and also requests the Lord to act with the immediately. जय ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. Okay, we have some time, at least 15 minutes for question answers.
One quick question
Yes,
here.
yes.
Is there any reason why Krishna asked this confidential letter to be read by Brahmana?
Nothing is indicated in the purport.
Because as we know, whatever he does by single act
has
multiple purposes.
Yeah. But just
or there is some teaching for us from this that he has a confidential letter to be read by Brahmana.
Yeah. Because he has to reply back also. In one sense, he thought he may have to reply back, but actually his reply means Lord is going to go. Yeah, somehow he asked the Brahmana to read it aloud. I don't know if some Acharya has given any dishtant, but yes, Prabhu. Acha, हाँ.
Vilas Prabhu was Shubhilas Prabhu was telling that this incident is like actually our intelligence is like his father Bhishmaka. So ideally intelligence wants to give the soul to Krishna, but our mind is like Rukmi brother. He does not want, and he wants the soul to marry to sense gratification. So we have to take help of a guru, which represents Brahmana. Through Brahmana, give our message to Krishna that we want to marry you, and then the soul can marry Krishna. That is how he had once.
Yeah, good understanding. We can draw lessons like that. Good understanding. Yeah. बट प्रभु के क्वेश्चन था ब्राह्मण को क्यों बोला, किसी को पढ़ा सुना है ब्राह्मण को क्यों बोला भगवान ने वो लेटर पढ़ने को? Krishna's trust on Brahmana.
Trust that his love affairs are he is fully trusting Brahmana.
Yeah.
After asking him questions also, not directly trusting. Yes, are you satisfied? Then he's.
So कोई चोरी छिपी यहाँ कुछ नहीं है, जो भी है खुलम खुला. ब्राह्मण को पढ़ो ऊंचा पढ़ो और भी सबको सुनने दो. It's a pure love. There is no.
Yeah, but I think we were only there. No, it was not.
I think there was no one else. No one else. But even, yeah. Between the two of them, right? So Krishna saying, Rukmini has trusted the Brahmana. Yeah. So Krishna also kind of asked him to read. So probably that also Krishna shows trust in Brahmana. And so this also an act of trust also. You ask someone to read. Right? That's also kind of a showing trust. No private communication. So Brahmana knows everything. Only one person is knowing. Yeah, no should make this right now. So he also trusts Brahmana to read the letter. Okay.
So actually, I appreciate what Manan Sundar Prabhu was asking, and that's what I was intending to ask yesterday by asking about when such sections comes in Bhagavatam. and then administering, training, growing the devotees. Like he asked about brahmacharis. So that's why I was asking that there might be a tendency to train a person in a particular way by not telling the full truth. That this negative side of a grihastha ashrama is being spoken. So that's why I was saying through that, and then you said very nicely that balance, it has to be balanced, and the varna also has to be seen, and that way it has to be engaged.
Also, if you see, when these sections come in Bhagavatam, it is the person who is expressing, and actually, what is this section? This is a person expressing how I was attached. Actually, it's not, as such, condemning family life as such. Because the nature is, when we pray to the Lord, there are three things. In any prayer, there has to be three aspects: glorification of the Lord, condemning my position, and expressing my heart. It's three components. So they have been in family life, and which has some nature of attachment, but they see small fault as big. So therefore, these expressions are personal expression of humility also of so many great devotees. We see that way also. So therefore, it is not Bhagavatam condemning family life here. That way. It's a Bhagavatam, but what I'm saying is, this is the personal perspective also. Like I became so much attached and so on, so he's condemning on his own position. Most of the time we see. But yes, when Bhagavatam condemns, it is actually attachment to any situation. The material attachments are condemned, basically. That's a Siddhant.
Strict household life is condemned. Actually. What a proper household.
Yeah.
Secondly, actually,
also I would say sometime, like if I'm guiding somebody or administrators are guiding somebody, it may happen that we may not also have a full clear picture. I remember once Radhanath Maharaj, he told there was a meeting of children, devotee children. And many of them had, that bitter heart कि हमारे माता पिता हमको भक्ति के लिए फोर्स करते रहे, and because of that we could not grow in our career or in our social life or something like that. But they unduly forced us, ये करो, ये करो, ये करो. Because of that we miss certain opportunities, this, that, etc. Because so Mara said, actually, yes, they may not have been perfect guide for you. They may have said or done something which may not be the best thing. But since they did with the good intentions to help, therefore you should forgive them. At least we should see, that none of us are perfect sometimes. We don't know what may be the good thing for that person to, varna, ashrama, and proclivities. And so we may guide somebody with good intention, and that may not be the best thing for a person. It may happen. Therefore, or it may happen to us. Somebody guided us through this, and it may not have been the best thing for us from whatever perspective we take. But since that person was my well-wisher, with that we should not mind and take it Krishna's ichha. That way, because this person was my well-wisher, although he may not have given the best advice, but he had the best of intentions. I should at least have that faith. Because he is also trying to serve Krishna. This person is also, doing his best to serve Guru and Krishna. So therefore, with that, we should overlook the kind of mistakes which are bound to happen, because anyone who is leading an organization, and we all have limited understanding, very limited. So mistakes are bound to be happen. But anyone who is on the managerial post, leading post, but fine, they are trying their best to serve Krishna, and even if they did something which affected me, Maharaj said, we forgive them. Forgive them, knowing that they are also trying to do their best with limitations. ऐसा मैंने कुछ सुना. Fine.
The other one thing I wanted to ask, it's a very little touch me not topic, but nevertheless I'll express it because the audience is not just audience. So about Gurukula, actually, Prabhupada time and again writes about Gurukul. And it's a traditional system and it's a long-term working system. And when we study purports of Prabhupada, that it appears to work. And here also we have started for that. But suddenly, no, it was stopped. So actually, and Prabhu only was leading actually. So nicely. So I am unable to understand actually that there are some concerns about it, surely, and Kali Yuga concerns will be there when it will be there with us. So how am I to understand this? Because founder Acharya is repetitively telling the importance of it. Yeah. So how am I to respectfully see everything, how it's happening?
Okay, I'll try to answer briefly. See, what has happened is, yes, founder Acharya himself expressed, no doubt, but founder Acharya also empowered the GBC to take all the decisions in his absence. Now, what has happened is, no doubt that Gurukul system is traditional, it is good, but the time is such, time is such that because of the influence of the social media and the mobile phone and this and that, the cases of child abuse in Gurukul have become rampant. The teachers abusing children, the senior children abusing junior children, the worker abusing. इतना rampant abuse हो गया है. So what will happen is you won't be able to control if the children are residential stay. The the probability of child abuse is very high, and your liability is very high when the children are staying with you. Your liability is very high. So what is happening? This one project is jeopardizing the whole ISKCON movement because of the high risk. Because where you control nowadays, and then the social media is so rampant, all this, the child, bigger children, they are all seeing it, and then they are agitated, and they take a small child on the side and abuse them. And don't come to know also, and it is revealed sometime much later. So they see that, therefore the GBC took the decision, let's stop full-time gurukuls. We can't control. GBC level, so they have highly recommended turn all the gurukuls into day boarding. This is GBC's recommendation.
I never knew that.
Recommendation. No. See, the strong recommendation is what? They didn't pass the resolution because they don't want to take the strong stance. It's a GBC strong recommendation that turn all the full-time residential Gurukul into day boarding because your liability is less. The chance of abuse become less. So the whole thing is jeopardizing. You see, even in Vara, there is Maharashtrian Gurukul, very close. Some incidents are coming up of child abuse. And it was going to increase. The Kali Yuga is, so therefore what happens is one abuse and this is becoming very serious. And it is ISKCON में होगा, ये हो गया पूरा फिर मीडिया में, पूरा ये सब. So the whole thing is, therefore GBC has given this recommendation, strong recommendation. So अभी क्या है, अभी especially our Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, I'm talking of him. He foresees that yes, this could be of great difficulty. It may jeopardize, GV. So many foreigners are coming. GV, यहाँ का एक भी GV का sex abuse internet पे चला गया, this foreigners will say it is the place of child abuse. तो पूरा preaching mission jeopardize होता है. इसलिए he took that strong stance and the leaders understood. Sanat Kumar Prabhu was in charge. He personally told me that he had the heart in the Gurukul and it has been a long service for him and he felt really sad. He had broken hearted. He told. But he said, but he accepted the wisdom. So the heartbreak is there, no doubt. Heartbreak is there. Those serving and those who want to serve. Heartbreak is there. But since the senior most leaders whom Prabhupada entrusted the mission are giving a strong recommendation, you can overlook for some time, no doubt. It's not resolution because it's a strong recommendation. You can say, I don't want to follow. But the recommendation is optional. Resolution is not optional. But he chose to go by the recommendation. He chose to go by the recommendation. So, therefore, this is a scenario. So now again, the leader takes the decision, other decision, some leader may take the other decision, I want to continue Gurukul, fine. Again, we respect. We respect. So again, so but this is the rationale behind. I will explain the rationale behind. I will not say this decision is right or those who want to continue the Gurukul still they are wrong. But it's now a particular leader to make a decision. And each decision has its pros and cons. Both sides are there. Each decision has pros and cons. What can be done?
This is a quick fix which is needed. It appears to me at least. But it's not a thing which will sustain for rest of the 10,000 years. Because
No, again,
devotees, children of devotees won't do these things.
Again, you see, the whole thing is it for अभी इतना rampant बढ़ गया ये हो गया तो थोड़ा कुछ fix किया. Now the leaders will also be evolving. The time is evolving. So the whole thing is
it correct that it is a time being like, problem has happened.
All these are not eternal or permanent.
Because the principles are principles. They don't change.
Principles don't change. You apply the Gurukul principles, don't keep a full-time residential because of this problem as of now. It's a decision maker of time being, and with the changing time, with changing scenarios, let's see how it evolves. So it is a constant challenge for anyone how you apply the universal principles in the local scenario. It's not easy. Therefore, a lot of adjustment and these things have to be made. A lot of thought has to be put, a lot of challenges to be overcome, lot of you apply something, it doesn't work, try it different way. To apply the principles on the ground is extremely challenging. So therefore, we should appreciate those who are trying to do so. Because if you just say, no, these are the principles and you're not applying it, those who are applying, they have a hard time. So they have a challenge and we respect, okay, they're trying their best to apply. They don't, no one disagree with the principle. Basically, principles are valid, but when application becomes too difficult, you may have to take a back step sometime. Fine. So therefore, that's how it is. Though for some of us it may be heartbreak, but I would say even those who apply also sometimes have a heartbreak in applying also. Yeah. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Because I lived in the US, so I know the history of what happened with the Gurukul there and what continues until today. And the Western mindset and how they, have made this what we call as even a little slap on the face of a child into a child abuse.
Yeah.
So my point here is more on the rational side, not on the quotient side, is a leader takes a stance. A leader may not always have an opportunity to explain to its audience.
Yeah, that's also
so my
there.
question is how much maturity expected from us then to debate on the subject matter or principle and detail, and we will not understand, will not accept because I didn't got to know the details.
Yeah.
Do we express our surrender because this person knows better, the GPC body knows better, or do we keep continuing fighting that unless I know all the details and contaminate my mind, knowing what will happen, only then I'll accept?
Yeah.
What is the right attitude on this?
Yeah, I mean, fine. It will be. I see your point. It's a good point because many times, though a leader should explain the rationale behind, but many times they are so busy with so many things. At times they may not be able to explain the rationale for everything. Therefore, we should have trust also. This is an important point. So yes, a rational mind wants to understand the rationale. And we can question in a in a non-challenging way, and seek answers. But also because of we understand their limitations, and the kind of pressures they're handling. Because I remember, like you said, it takes time to address certain things rational. And once one very senior leader expressed, he said, every other day, practically every day, I am talking to somebody who is about to leave the body. Just imagine now, whom should the time be given? Someone who is about to leave the body, pray for him, chant for him, talk to him, give initiation to him or her, or address why you took stop the Gurukul. अगर आपको दोनों में से चॉइस दिया जाए, एक व्यक्ति तो किसको किसको टाइम देंगे? So इसलिए we don't know the situation. So the situation of the leaders also is like that. So it's therefore it's good to trust till we get the answer. And yes, we can. There is no harm in seeking the answers. A rational mind seeks the answer, but sometimes it may take some time for us to understand. Till then, keep faith. That is good for us. Right? Okay, so I think we have digressed. We come back to Rukmini Devi and her devotion. There are some questions regarding that. If there are some questions about that, first ask that question. I request online devotees. Yes, Mother Krishna Rupa.
Guruji, I want to really thank you that in your association we thoroughly relished Srimad Bhagavatam. And I feel I'm not still satiated. I knew, I will just say that. And the best part about your teaching is that you really taught us that how every purport and every shloka we have to break it up, and we have to see in that, and how you have to question, how you have to connect also one shloka to the other shloka. This is such a big learning for me also. मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि now I have to go revisit Canto 1 से जिस systematically मुझे ऐसे study करना चाहिए जिस तरह से आपने हमें पढ़ाया हुआ है. I have met you also, Prabhuji, in person once in GV Vada with my mother. And that time that time you were giving Chaitanya Charitamrita classes. His Grace Gaurang Prabhu was also sitting. And we were so impressed. But इंटरनेट पे आपके कहीं पे भी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस है ही नहीं, वो हमें मिले ही नहीं. इतना टाइप कर करके मतलब हर जगह से टाइप किया, लेकिन वो इंटरनेट पे आपके क्लासेस मिले नहीं. But somehow there Krishna's real mercy on us that we got your association. And I will definitely whatever style जिस तरह से आप पढ़ा रहे थे उसी तरह से मैं पढ़ने की कोशिश करूंगी, प्रभु जी. So I'm very thankful to you for this wonderful association and in-depth study of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your kind words. I'm just happy that I could be of some service to the Vaishnavas and the Vaishnavis. Hare Krishna. Okay, Radha Kunj Bihari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Two observations, one question.
Okay.
So, one is that Vaidarbhi, and Vaidarbhi is Vidarbha, and it's in Maharashtra, and now we are going for Dindi, 29th June. And it is very coincidental to observe that Vidarbha is in Maharashtra, and then Rukmini, Kolhapur, Mahalakshmi, all that is there only. And it sort of makes us feel that it is her home and she's a Maharashtrian, whatever it is. But it gives us a feel to when we are walking in Pandharpur, Dindi, going towards her. And now I feel that, the Vithala is already there, but now Rukmini is also, yes, she's from Vidarbha and her presence is also felt. That is one thing that I felt with this Vidarbha. And then the second thing is yesterday's question about having to teach yoga in a certain way, Ashtanga yoga, actually Hatha yoga. We are praying to Ashtadevatas and stuff like that, and that was answered here by Mother Rukmini's prayers, that she also prayed to Devatas to attain his association. So in that mood, it is fine, which you also clarified yesterday. And not in the mood of actually attaining some material desires, but in the mood of attaining his feet, we can also get blessings of the devatas, brahmanas, and whoever it is, we can just fall at their feet. And the third one is that Rakshasa style, I still didn't understand, Prabhu. Meaning why it does not match the qualities of, Krishna. Why the Rakshasa style was that Rakshasa name and how it fits in there.
No, it's just the name of the marriage style, kidnapping. So probably the Rakshasa would come and kidnap Rajkumaris or something. So the kidnapping style of marriage is given the name Rakshasa style. So the name may not be good, but here the application is a perfect.
Application, okay. So it is there it is also a Kshatriya mode of marriage, right? Isn't it?
Yes. Kshatriya may sometimes kidnap also. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is just the name. So there is nothing, as such. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Hari Bol.
Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhus, it's already quite late. I apologize for keeping you on hold for such a long time, and very grateful to your association. I relish studying Srimad Bhagavatam in your association. So, very grateful to you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, on behalf of all the devotees, Arjuneshwar Prabhu has instructed me. So, but I am very happy with the instruction because nevertheless I wanted to express myself and all the devotees. So, thank you so much for your wonderful teaching. You basically, many of us are preaching in many places actually, and many of us are preaching online also. Many of us are some temple leaders or teachers or and so on. So many of us want our audience to be active online, keep on their videos and all. But the way you told us how to actually involve in ourselves in hearing, and you were very sweetly, humbly requesting devotees to participate in a very sweet and very firm way. And it was really a good teaching for us to spend here, now be here for 3 hours. And so that was very wonderful teaching, and I wish to participate fully like that. Thank you for that teaching. Secondly, your salient points of application and authoritativeness and your interactions with great souls, Maharaj and all, especially the Madan Mohan temple incident, and happy or not happy, be happy. And many other pastimes. So they were very deep and heart touching. And as sweet rice is enhanced by a camphor, so Bhagavatam sweetness was already relished by you, and you are relishing, but you are adding Chaitanya Charitamrita verses for everything practically. Exactly fitting. So it was so sweet to hear. And thirdly, as Bhaktivedanta students, who you so much entertained our comments and inquiries and commented on them. It's really grateful when many of us got benefited by that. And thank you so much. Nice Krishna Katha came out. And I will never forget the inquiry by him by which Swayam Bhagavan Krishna's glory came out.
Yeah.
And taste. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your teaching here and your humble beginning of wanting to be a best student with all of us. But you are a great teacher too. Thank you so much for your association.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Your style of enhance our enthusiasm because every day you are taking review of each and every shloka of a previous day. So it becomes a revision and it becomes fixed in the mind. That style of your teaching is so glorious, so wonderful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your association. And please keep coming and give us your association, valuable association, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your kind words, Mother Archvigra Devi. Thank you.
Yes, but sometimes in between some interruptions were there for me, but still I attended Prabhuji. Your class was so wonderful. And please, Prabhuji, give your association.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gratitude to Prabhuji and request Madhav Seva Prabhu to express our gratitude in some way. Chanting holy name surely will do. That is the main way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Damodar Pr ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
He's a bag to carry Prabhupada books. Hare Krishna. Huh? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. I also have some prasadam, but I can't distribute to online devotees somehow.
वाणी का प्रसाद मिल गया है हमें.
Hare Krishna.
Acharyas.
That I always miss online. In online classes, I always miss that prasadam distribution, So there is no technology to send prasadam online. Still, we don't have that technology. Maybe in the future. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much. जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। हरे हरे।